Oh boy, big fat show today, everybody. Kris Carr will be on in just a moment, as I always have her on Thursdays, and we have a great show to talk about all the stuff going on in movie news. But when I was in Los Angeles, I had an opportunity to see some friends, and I saw a buddy of mine, and I have had him on this show. Shoot, man, since I started the Schmoes Know podcast back in the day, he's one of our very first guests. Been friends with him a very long time now. Whether or not it's Chef's Table, that last time he was on, we was talking about the Charlie Sheen doc that he did. He's done so many amazing shows, from Boardwalk Pictures. He is an Emmy award-winning producer, and he's a good friend. He's the one and only Andew Fried. What's up, Bruce?
Me. Here I am. Great to be here.
It's good to have you here. So, we were talking, and I'll say when we saw each other, we had dinner, and you had taken me to the place. Can we say the name of the place and give a plug?
Felix.
Holy, dude.
In Venice, one of Evan Funky's restaurants. Evan Funky, one of our chefs featured on Chef's Table. And it's one of the best meals, certainly one of the best meals on the West Side.
It was absolutely incredible on so many different levels, from the ambiance, from everything about it. Was really nice, and we got to sit down and catch up. And I was like, you haven't been on the show in a little bit. We should do it, because the fans love talking to you, and I know that we both have some exciting stuff going on in our lives.
I love being on your show.
Yeah.
And I wish that you had me on more, and I'm always looking for opportunities to be on more.
Well, now we got it. Now we have it. So let's talk Boardwalk, because there's always exciting stuff going on, and you just had like a something that you were out in Utah for. You did other things you were doing. I mean, you have so much going on. Like what's going on? Wasn't Utah?
It was.
Okay.
Your research is correct. Your crack research team is correct. I did have, as you say expertly, something out in Utah.
I just never know what to say, what I'm allowed to say. I don't never know what it's like. I don't want to say things. You're like, can you cut that?
You're allowed. We used to do this. We've done this like in weird guest rooms in your house, right?
Yeah.
Early stages of this, like with Ellis, and in like a very hot room in the back of somewhere. And then there was like more of a shed vibe. Right. And now this is digital. This is just all virtual. I don't even get to hang out with you anymore.
I know. And there is something about when you have a rapport with somebody for so long, it still works. And with the technology, and as much as all the shit that went down with the pandemic, it really did start the age of all of this, being able to upgrade the camera equipment, the microphones, and make it work. Because we actually did something together. It was like for like Sundance or something. I don't know if you remember that, like a full on interview thing that we did with me, you, and Elsa, and other stuff too.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was.
Well, fun. Look, the truth is that it has changed everything, right? Like, as somebody, if you want to talk about this, like I love talking about the industry with you, right?
Yes,
like, what is a TV show has changed, how the creative process sort of goes, at least on our side of things, in the unscripted business, the nonfiction business, the documentary business, whatever you want to call it. It has really evolved, right? The way people engage, the way people watch, the duration that they watch at. And so we're fortunate in that we have a mix of some legacy, long-standing, recurring series that we do, right? So Welcome to Wrexham and America's Sweethearts were both nominated for Emmys again this season, which
congratulations.
Very grateful for. Chef's Table, we just continue to do more and more of that. And to your point, we had our first Chef's Table Festival, which was a 3-day food and food festival. It wasn't food and wine. There was plenty of drinking, but it was a 3-day food festival. 70 of the greatest chefs around the world descended on Park City, Utah. And it was very special, honestly, incredibly special. But all of it sort of supports this idea that we do things differently now, right? A few years ago, if you said, come on and talk about what your latest project is, I certainly wouldn't have been talking about taking a flight, to Utah to be at a food festival. Mm-hmm. We would talk about shows or movies, right? There were these very clear buckets. And now it's just more of how to engage audiences and how to get people who are excited about something, where to find them, where to meet them where they are.
Where did that shift start to happen, in your opinion? When did you start seeing that shift?
Well, it's so much clearer when you look at it in retrospect, right? I don't know exactly when I started feeling it. Well, I could make this reference, right? Which is we had the show Cheer on Netflix, which was a huge hit for us. It was a COVID release, and then a season that was sort of interrupted by COVID, and then so we came back and did like an extended second season that was really season 2 and 3. But it was successful for us, both in terms of viewer engagement, awards, nominations and wins. I mean,
Right.
we won a bunch of Emmys for it. And at some point, it became clear that our show about people who you'd never really heard of from West Texas was not really the way TV shows were being crafted moving forward. And we made the conscious decision to pivot from, as a company, and Greg Whiteley, who's the director and creator of Cheer, he moved on to America's Sweethearts, which was the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and their stories. We're filming currently season 4 of that. We recently announced the re-up of that with Netflix. And that was the first thing to say, if it's not really loud with IP and with built-in engagement and audience, then it's going to be an uphill battle to tell the stories of the people who are there on wide platforms, right? I mean, the stairwell here at Boardwalk Pictures is lined with posters that were successful shows. We did a show called The Playbook that was we produced with LeBron James, and it was coaches using like life philosophies and coaching philosophies, and that was awesome. We did a show with Gwyneth Paltrow called The Goop Lab, right, where we sort of went with her and explored goopy things. We did a show called Home Game that was about cultural sporting events around the world and visiting those, and the anthology nature of those shows, number one, right? Closed-ended anthology shows that don't pull you through from episode to episode, and just the niche nature. Maybe we got 3 million views on that. Maybe we got 4 million viewers. And it's a 10 million viewer world.
Let me ask you a question, because this is something that comes up to my show all of the time when it comes to, because you've done shows with Netflix and Amazon, you've done shows with everybody. How do you gauge streaming numbers? Because I even hearing an actor recently saying, well, they tell me that the views weren't that good and that's why it was canceled. Do you as the producer actually get to know those numbers? How do they gauge those numbers? How do you know, like you were talking about how, Cheer did very well. Like, how do you know what the numbers are? Do they show them to you? Like, people still don't know.
It varies from like service to service, right? I mean, we've been making shows with Netflix. Chef's Table is the longest running show on the service.
Wow.
Full stop, right? So we've been doing this a while. The short answer is they share with you what they want to share with you as they want to, right? So I think it's commonly known that Netflix shares 10-day numbers and 28-day numbers. But what are the numbers? The numbers are the metric as they have laid them out and defined them, and then they give you the numbers that their data tells them. You try to ask questions, especially on long-standing series, right? Like when we did the Charlie Sheen doc, it's fun to hear those numbers, but they're not really instructive towards anything. When we're doing numbers on America's Sweethearts, I mean, I've been producing cheerleading shows on Netflix since like 2019. So learning from the engagement is a real opportunity there and a leg up. But I guess the shortest answer is, you're a success if they want more.
That's true.
And you know that you're not if they don't.
Right.
I mean, what metric really matters more than that?
And isn't it sometimes though? I mean, like, could it be if there's sometimes not necessarily the pure definition of politics, but like behind the scenes politics or other things too? Maybe there's other reasons why shows don't get forward. I mean, it's like you said, if something's a real massive success, they're going to go above and beyond to make sure that it stays on the platform. But I'm just curious that sometimes they're like, well, it does well, but maybe we want to move in a different direction, so we're going to just call it a day here.
I think candidly, yeah, there's always extenuating circumstances. Chef's Table is not a 10 million viewer show, right? Like it's not a show that necessarily, it's a closed-ended anthology sort of art films about chefs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that that would be the show we would sell to Netflix today. So there are special cases for just brand loyalty and the engagement over time, I'm sure, is of value to them. But I don't really believe in many conspiracy theories around this. I think if the show performs, they re-up it. And if it doesn't, they don't. And if it's close, yeah, then you start to look at the extenuating circumstances. But this sort of generation of entertainment companies and entertainment executives are data-driven.
Yeah.
And so a win is a win because it's in green and then the arrow's pointing up.
Right.
I don't know that to be so.
Sure. But it makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense. Last time you were on, we were going to talk about some stories and stuff and things, because you're like, the next time we've got to think about some of the great stories that you've told me in the past and things that we can tell the audience because they'll enjoy it. But before I do, I have to tell you a few things that I knew you'd be interested in. First of all, as you know, I'm running a campaign for a scripted pilot that I'm going to be doing. You used to come to the Schmodown events. You used to come to the live Schmodown events, and I have made it a thing for this Kickstarter that in day one, if we hit our goal, we will bring back the Schmodown for a 16-person tournament. If we don't do it in day one, and day two, we'll bring back an 8-person. Day three would be a live event, and if we don't do it in any of those 3 days, but we do it, then I'll do a Schmodown of some capacity. But I knew that you'd probably find that interesting because I know that you were a fan of the Schmodown.
I brought a woman to the Schmodown.
You did.
Like
you did.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I loved it. I loved it there. Like,
yeah.
and it was a woman that I was in the early stages of dating. Like it was not like, oh yeah, I'm going to this thing and I have built up so much goodwill with you that it's okay that people are like, screaming and got some. But yeah, I love it there.
Do you remember what she said to me?
No, what'd she say?
When you had talked to somebody and the guy flew in from like Finland, and you said, "This guy flew in from Finland," and she goes, "For this?"
Well, because we had driven to the valley, which seemed far.
Yeah. No, but it was
like
funny.
had dinner. We had dinner in the valley and went over to the Schmodown.
Yeah, it was a good.
Also, as I hope you recall, I was going to the live events before they were live events, just like in the studio.
You absolutely did. You should, because you are also friends with Sam Levine. You used to come and watch some of his matches. One of the greatest of all time, the last reigning champ.
Sam Levine is my poker buddy.
Yeah,
and long standing now. I've known Sam Levine over a decade at this point.
He's a good guy. I saw Sam last time I was in town.
And he is a good guy.
Yeah.
And he's very good at Schmodown. And so
good.
I love it. I'm not very good at it, right? Like if I had any more pedigree, I would be begging you to let me be a part of it. But but I'm not. I can't remember anything. So I am not good at Schmodown like activities. But I love being there. I love it.
It was fun. Yeah. So
I hope it will happen. I hope more will happen.
Yeah.
I hope that you'll be able to pull together as many as the old guys as possible.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it just depends. There's a lot going on with that, but we'll talk about that later. As far as the stories go, though, I want to get into some of those stories because I don't know if we really dove into you told the Bob Costas story before.
Well, it's funny, right? So your media network is obviously very real.
Yeah.
Because I have to be careful about what I talk about on your show, because if I ever have another press opportunity, which I don't have like a ton of them, but it's just that that's what they want to talk about.
Sure.
Like they press play on your podcast, that becomes the research. And then it's like, so tell us about Bob Costas. And it's like, so you've been listening to Kristian. Anyway, here's what
that happened to you recently too, didn't it?
Yeah. It's like a podcast loop of Bob Costas. But I will say that I have a funny. I don't have to retell the Bob Costas story.
No, okay. Tell me down the way.
You want me to?
No. You can.
But what I will say is by way of update.
Yes.
Right. So in short, when I was a younger man, some might say stalked Some might describe it more politely as fanboyed, though that was before that term really existed. But I ran into Bob Costas on the street in New York City, and it was when I was a young man just trying to get something going. And he asked me for directions to somewhere, and I ended up waiting outside for him. As you say it in 2026, in a post-Luigi Mangione world, it just feels very different.
Sure.
But I waited outside for him at the place that I had given him directions to, and really then made my pitch for him for us to work together, and got an interview and got an opportunity, and didn't end up working with him. But I will say that we've reconnected.
That's amazing.
And Bob Costas is now someone who I've had a few Zooms with. And I don't think I've told him the story. I've told people close to him the story.
You have to tell him the story.
I know, but I I want to make something with him.
Sure. And you want to wait.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
The symmetry of that story is far better when
I agree.
When I've gotten him paid.
I agree. Totally. So what were you going to say? Is there another story that you had? Because I mean, so for people who don't know, Fried's stories are pretty legendary. There's always something kind of.
Sadly, I never know the good ones. Mm-hmm. Unless I'm prompted. I don't.
Right.
Well,
all right.
That's why I was a lousy stand-up, because I don't really know what I want to say until somebody's like, I could think of that.
Well, the problem with prompting you is sometimes, because you and I are good friends, sometimes I go, well, I don't know if I'm, like I said before, you're in Utah, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say. Like there's certain
say
stories.
Whatever you want. I don't care. I won't tell it. But if you can think of something funny that I can say on your podcast, that would be awesome.
I thought of the story that you told me about your son and Kevin Pollak was amazing.
Okay, I'll give you that.
No, that's a great story.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny. I'll tell him, right? I'll have to tell Kevin Pollak that I told the story on a podcast.
Yeah,
he'll have notes, but that's okay. I said Sam Levine is my poker buddy. Kevin Pollak is also my poker buddy, and we had a little tasting event at my house. My buddy Andy has this food concept that he's trying to get off the ground with a chef buddy of his, and so I got a big kitchen, and my house, the house that I'm renting now, it just wants people. And so any opportunity. So he said, I'm going to have a tasting. Great. So some friends of Andy's, some mutuals, including Kevin Pollak, of course, the wonderful actor, comic, who I feel very, cool that he is my my friend for almost 15 years at this point. I love that. And I would never want to say anything about him here that would cast him in a negative light and threaten that relationship. That said, at some point, my 11-year-old son, we have in the backyard a pool with a basketball hoop in the pool, anyway. So my son is standing by the barbecue, which is pretty far from where the pool is. And there's 25 adults at this dinner that my buddy Andy's making. And, we're all dressed up, not fancy, but, just trying to be respectable. And so my 11-year-old flings a basketball, a full court shot, from his hip, fling to try to make it into the basket. And it splashes in the pool, doesn't come close. And I'm half thinking maybe I should tell him that's not cool for this party. But Kevin Pollak goes up to him and says, hey, if you hit one of those shots, I'll give you $20. My son's I'm in for that. And if you had seen this first one of these shots, there's no way this shot is happening. And
feel your money safe.
Kevin's money is safe.
Yeah.
So then Kevin says, hey, you can't just have endless shots here, though. You'll get 5 shots. If you make one of them, you get $20. If you miss all 5, you got to pay me $5.
It's amazing.
So now there's, now this is real action. Right. Again, my 11-year-old son, not calculating the odds necessarily. He goes, yeah. And now, of course, if there's 25 people in my house, Kevin's a celebrity and people are sort of taking notice. He's interacting with my 11-year-old, and so there's some attention, sort of focusing over. And so my son, goes the full court, not even close. Second shot, not even close. The groans from the crowd. Oh, I mean, really, like, it's just like, he's not even close. I think at one point it like awkwardly hit off the edge of the pool and like bounced far. Like, it's just bad. He misses all 5 shots. He sort of looks at me and it's like, yeah, go up to your room and get your $5.
Right.
Comes back down very proudly and walks over to Kevin, who, everybody, again, like a lot of attention going on. And Kevin says, as my son takes out the $5, Kevin says, it's important that I take this from you. And my son says, yes, I understand that. They shake hands. He looks him in the eye. Great. It's almost as if the volume to the party then goes back to normal because that moment is stopped and, everybody goes back. And then Kevin Pollak says, I'll give you a chance to win your money back. Which is like, this kid is not close. Like, he's running it back. You've already won your $5. The lesson has been learned here.
Right.
It was a great.
What do you do at that moment? What do you do?
Well, there was, again, this sort of collective, like, I just get a kick out of the fact that my son and Kevin are having this interaction. It's all very real. And I love action.
Yeah, sure.
It's in the blood, right? So, like, seeing my son, so he's like, you want another chance to win your money back? And my son's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, he just lost $5. He's unfazed. And so he says, you get another 5 shots, $20. If you make one, $5. If you miss. So it's like, okay, this is now like, this is like Rudy, right? Like, we are rooting for this kid. You can feel it. First shot, he flings up in the air, splash into the pool, not even close, like middle of the pool. Now, keep in mind, he's got to like get the ball from the pool in between every one of these. And so my son's leaning, he's like on his belly, sort of like trying to reach to get the ball from the pool. And he rolls into the pool in his clothes in front of all the adults after he's lost $5. Like, I see in his face, it's not great. Right. Like, it's just not great. If he was Rudy before, now it's like, I don't even know the comparison. He's like Ollie and Hoosiers, right? Just like shooting underhand free throws. Like, the whole place is feeling him. He gets out of the pool. He takes his shirt off, right? Because he's wet. Takes the ball, goes to the full court position, and it's like, and he just swishes this shot like perfectly. The place goes nuts, right? Like, I mean, like, honestly, just the place goes crazy. My son's still dripping wet because he had fallen in the pool, right? And he walks over and he sort of wipes the water off of his face, and he walks up to Kevin, and Kevin takes the 20 out of his pocket and sort of folds it up. And my son goes up to him and he goes, it's important that I take this from you.
That is, Kevin had to get a laugh out of that.
It's great.
Of course. I mean, come on.
Great.
That is great. What a great story that is. I love that story. And I'm sure the audience is going to love that story. Well, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that.
I got them all. Kristian, you just got to invite me on.
That's what I want to do. Listen, I'd love to have you on more. And even with everything you got going on with, because you mentioned Chef's Table, you're doing more with Chef's Table. You got what else is going on in the non-scripted world?
Well, it's funny, right? So we are in a little bit of an in-between place. We premiered our Jean-Michel Basquiat documentary at the Tribeca Film Festival, which was a big success for us. We have sold that to Netflix, and so that'll premiere in the fall on Netflix. We'll do a big campaign around that because we're excited about that release. We have another re-up series on Netflix that comes out. To be honest, it's funny, like how you're saying, I don't know what to say. The truth is that in a modern media world, everyone likes to talk about things pretty close to when they're available.
Yeah.
I'd hate to over publicize on your show here, but I can say we've been re-up for season 4 of America's Sweethearts.
That's great. Congratulations.
Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader series.
Yeah.
We've been re-up for 3 more seasons of Welcome to Wrexham, and so we'll be making that in.
People love that show.
It's a show of a lifetime for I think all of us who are involved. And so Rob and Ryan continue on their quest for promotion and just like the greatest sports story of our time.
Yeah.
More Chef's Table, and a lot of, features and feature films from a doc's perspective, and series that are coming out in the coming months, and they're all exciting. We have a very exciting project coming out soon with Victoria's Secret, which, there will be more announcements and more trailers releasing soon. But it's, as I said, it's a new world, and where these projects are releasing and how they're releasing, and the sort of the way that we go about making them is what's exciting to me right now.
Yeah, I think that's it. In general, the way, as you mentioned earlier, how the business is changing, how things are being made, and how just it's not the same. Where even you look at things like, and I've been mentioning this, whether it's for movies, right? Obsession, Backrooms, the Markiplier movie, all these things that are these kind of, whether it was crowdfunded to these audiences, and there's new ways to make it, and hence why I wanted to do my thing the way that I was. So I have to ask you, is there anything, because I've always thought that you'd be, because you and I have been linked in the comedy world for a while. It's for people who don't know, we stand-up comedy is how we we met. Do you remember? I'm curious if you remember where we met.
So I remember being in an apartment playing wrestling video games.
Oh, that was after. That was after.
In like deep Hollywood, like McCadden.
Yeah, it was around there. It was like Cherokee Boulevard, right near. It was like the name of the stand was like Benito's or something. It was a good taco stand. But no, we met when you were visiting first, and you were out here, and I don't know if it was your birthday or whatever it was, but you were out here visiting, and both our mutual friend Alex and our mutual friend, we'll call him Dan, and he
called himself so many different things through the years. You have to pick one. It's funny, with most people, you don't have to choose, and yet for him, it's like a multiple choice exercise.
Yeah, I'll call him Dan today. But either way, great guy. But he was like, yeah, you got to meet my friend Andrew, and we did. We hit it off. We became buddies. So I told you that I was doing stand up, and you're like, I've done, because I think you had done stand up, I guess, in New York.
Yeah, a little bit.
So then we started doing stand up together in LA, and we had many adventures on the road and other things too. We had some fun times.
We did have some fun times. It was very pure. I wonder if that's what it's like today, trying to be a comic. I imagine it's far more on a phone in front of your face, and you got to like sort of figure out how to get engagement.
It's true.
All day, every day. For us, it really was like probably the last of that like classic, let's get in the car together, let's drive to this club, let's see if we can get up. I heard we could get up at this club. You know the guy, I know the guy. If I bring you, I could probably get you up as well.
Right.
Or if you sit in the back tonight and you come back tomorrow, maybe we'll get you up. Like,
it's old school.
I wonder if there's anything like that still.
I'm sure in some places, but you're not wrong when it comes to, even when you're talking about the phone, you look at the way comedians now and what they do with it's trying to get noticed on Instagram or TikTok, and there's like a new science to it. I don't know, like there are people who have built careers off of just doing the bits, crowd work, and then doing full specials because of it, because those clips have gone viral. You see them all the time on clips of going after hecklers or going, and some of them are funny, and some of them just don't even have jokes. They're just like yelling at hecklers and like with no punchline or anything.
But it's how I consume it, right? And I don't know that it's heckler specific. Maybe your algorithm is angrier than mine is.
No, it's just different. I'm saying a bunch of different things, but there are hecklers that they have bits for.
But what I can vouch for is that like that's how I consume stand-up comedy now. And I was a guy who used to like sit in the back of the club and listen to people bomb and sort of like love all of that. And now I watch it. The comics that I know because they've popped up in my Instagram feed, which is crazy. We're doing our Chef's Table Honors, which is an award show that we're doing in Las Vegas in September. And Tom Segura's hosting that, which we're thrilled, right? He's awesome. I don't know that I've ever watched an hour stand-up special of his, and yet I feel like I know him through podcasts, through clips in my feed, through food stuff, right? Like, how did I even know to try to book him for this? I knew he liked food. I knew he liked chefs. And so it's sort of funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just good. Things have changed. Like we're talking about with whether it's television, film, stand-up comedy, it's always changing and always maneuvering. And I think that's why you've been as successful as you have been, is because you can find those trends and move into those. So,
well, sorry, it's a tricky balance, right? Because I think so much of the work that I've done, if you want to get deep for a moment, if you just look at Chef's Table, but certainly other things as well, it has so much to do with people who were committed to what they believed in and never gave up, no matter what everybody said, right? Any Chef's Table episode is like, everybody said I was crazy, and then I said, no, I could do it, right? And not to overly simplify it, but like, that's the story of greatness. That's the story of artistry. That's the story of people who have achieved greatness. Right? It's like we've talked about the movie I Play Rocky, right? Like, there's a journey in that I know I've celebrated in my storytelling, and yet a lot of what I point to as being my success is balancing that with the flexibility to be excited about the next thing. If you and I could still be talking about Thursday night fights.
Oh my God. People who don't know about that, I ran a boxing league back in college. And when I first got out, it was one of the things, Andrew helped me edit stuff, and we were going to design a show out of that back then.
But by the way, you weren't wrong. We weren't wrong. I wasn't wrong for thinking your idea was right. It was very Jake and Logan Paul vibes back then. Right? Like, so it was tapping into something, but
we were ahead of it.
And that happens so much. And you still have to let those go.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's that balance of finding something that you're so passionate about that you know is going to work, and then also letting things go.
It's true.
And being excited and curious about the next thing. And I genuinely am excited and curious about the next thing. I'm planning again, TV shows that have 3-day food festivals.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, when we made that show, I've been making Chef's Table for over a decade. We used to say 99% of the people who watch the show are never going to see it, or are never going to smell it or taste it or experience it in person. Now we're ticking away at that a little bit. It's cool.
I love that. That's possible too, for the more opportunities that can come out because of the social media aspect. As much as I hate it in a certain way, I love it in other ways, because it does provide a lot of different opportunities for more accessibility to things.
And our relationship, I think, with real people, whether they're promoting the more artistic thing that they're doing or just doing something real. I think our connection, I mean, I've learned it through female sports fandom, right? Like, the connection that women's athletes have with their audience is different. They let them in. They let them in differently. At least the ones whose audiences resonate and whose communities are growing, right? Like, that engagement is different. And my initial observations in seeing that was like, oh, this is a special relationship where the screen is not a divider. It's actually an element of connection. And so you have it with your audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been seeing it, especially the last couple of days and so it's just, it really is. It's humbling in a lot of aspects too, because you initially do things because you love performing, you love entertaining, and then you realize that you do make an impact on people with certain things, even with silly stuff. Like, someone's having a bad day, you say a stupid joke that whatever, and it makes people laugh, but it made that person's entire year, right? And they tell you that, and there's more accessibility for it. And I get that a lot. It's like, hey, I was going through this thing, and I listened to your show, and let's say me and Mike on Tuesdays, you guys were making me laugh, and I just forgot about it. And there's two things there that I think, because of the way that this all works, because I'm sure that that's happened many times with television and things in the past, but you'll hear it maybe at conventions, or you'll hear it wherever if someone walks up to you, but the accessibility of someone being able to tell me while I'm on the air of, hey, listen, you know what you did? I love you. I love this and I love that. And thank you for this. And it's like, it really is an amazing tool. And as much as I shit on social media, I do value that aspect of it.
It's very connective.
Yeah.
And in a world where we're increasingly disconnected, right? Like it is a way, it's imperfect, but again, you reach your audience. Imagine what the proposition of you doing what you do would be like, or would have been like 10 years ago. I'm not even saying 50 years ago, just like 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you were doing it 10 years ago, but you weren't able to find audience in real time. Because like what you just said strikes me as an audience member, a fan can say, yeah, that thing that you said today, that thing that you said yesterday,
right,
not that thing that you said 6 months ago that I now saw and I finally caught and
right,
released it as episode 8 on the, right. Like, it's like you said it yesterday.
Yeah, we're saying it 30 seconds ago.
Right.
And so it's like, the fact that you just said that, blah, 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 it's huge. So yeah. And I'm glad you're right though. You should definitely be on more, because every time you're on, people enjoy your stories and enjoy just hearing everything that you're doing.
I will try. I hope that this is interesting to anyone. I hope maybe you'll edit it and make it sharper. Maybe you'll sharpen me up. No, it's good. But all right. Again, you've got all these shows coming out, working on all these things. Any other spoilers you can give us? Anything else you can give us? Kristian?
Yes.
I have a very exciting project that I'm embarking upon that, as I say it out loud, it is risky for me because it's new and exciting. And so I'm thrilled to say that I'm going to be directing the pilot for Trending. Look at that. There's a graphic.
Yeah, ready to go.
That was ready to go.
Yes, sir.
This is, all kidding aside, Kristian, you and Martini had been working on this script and shared it with me. And I think my reaction, probably because I say this when anybody has me read a script, is like, I don't read scripts for a living.
Right.
I know what I like, but what I do is very different than people who are reading, 50, 60 scripts and however long, just churning through scripts. I read this thing and it grabbed me. It made me laugh out loud. I saw the characters very instantly. And as much as I love to bust your balls from time to time, my reaction was only sincere because it was just a rich world that you had created that I wanted to know more and more about. And I was surprised and, as I said, thrilled when you and Martini offered me the opportunity to be an even greater part of this. As you know, being my friend for all these years, I came out here thinking that I was going to be producing and directing sitcoms. I was going to be a stand-up comic, and then I was going to be like Norman Lear. And all of those dreams are valid, but as I said earlier, I've balanced some of the things that I wanted to happen with some of the things that became exciting and new and curious for me. And so I sort of had assumed that I was never going to get to play with actors and cameras in that way, even as I feel quite experienced in playing with cameras and capturing things that are happening in front of them. Working with actors will be an exciting challenge, and you can tell even as I'm talking about it, I'm just energized with all of the butterflies and all of the great energy, and the fact that you're launching this Kickstarter and we're really doing this, and we're going to raise this money, and we're going to do it our way, and we're going to invite people to really be a part of that process with us. That is what's been exciting for me, candidly, for the several months now that we've been plotting this secretly.
I am so happy to finally let this cat out of the bag. You have no idea. Like I've been so proud that you're a part of this. And I've been so proud that Boardwalk Pictures is a part of this. You know how much I respect not only what you guys built and the company and the team that you have over there. It's incredible. And so because Martini and I were talking about it, and I said, when we got to a place when we had the script first, we sent it to friends. And then we got into a place where we're ready to make a move with this. I said, there's really only one person I want to get this to. And she had met you a couple of times, but didn't know you as well. And I said,
I was unmemorable to her.
No, that's not true.
But
no. But more so that you guys during like the schmoes days, you kind of in passing or something. But I said, I know because of what you just said. What you just said with, I know what your desires were in life and what your instincts were and the comedy.
But that wasn't the auspices that you shared it with me. You just gave me something to read. Had you said to me, hey, I want you to direct this, take a read, I probably would have had a very different lens.
Right.
I very instantly, maybe the greatest reaction that I have to any creativity is like jealousy, and envy. And maybe they're related. I very quickly just was jealous that I saw it very clearly that you guys were going to get to play and make this.
Yeah.
And I was just like jealous and questioning every life choice that I've made. It was like, wow, this is great. And every time I've ever busted on Kristian and I this Martini friend of his and it's great. I mean, I don't want to oversell it or overhype it, but
I appreciate
let me say this clearly, which is for all like the nervous energy that I have around, as I said, playing with actors in front of cameras, I feel confidence in the words that are on the page. It's like a safety net.
That's
important for me. And so I'm excited to leap.
Well, how about this? Look at that.
Wow.
Right? So there's a picture of
a handsome shot.
Right? The three of us, where we shot the video that you guys will see for the trending campaign, which will launch on 9/22. And we shot that, and Andrew directed that, and we had the great Barrett, who was helping us shoot it. And that was our first kind of working together already to get like the vibes and everything. We had fun. It was a fun little shoot. Yeah, it was
so fun. And I'm excited to see how that all comes out. I think we'll see. But I felt really excited. Look, my friend Tommy, who's a great director, says to me always that first you have to worry about the experience of making it in the room.
Yeah.
And then you have to worry about the experience of translating that to the audience. But if you don't have the first thing, there's sort of no hope for the second thing. Those things aren't necessarily always connected, but you do have to start from a place of, right? Like sometimes it could be the most enjoyable thing in the room and there's just no way to translate it to the audience. But if you don't have that to start with, then
I think that's always, because it's better to say, I mean, look, you always want both of those things, obviously, to work. But so to me, I feel like it'd always be better to say, hey, we had a great time shooting this thing. We had a lot of fun. It didn't transfer the way we wanted it to, but hey, we had a lot of fun doing it as opposed to that was miserable.
It was the best.
Right. You want the best. You don't want it's miserable. And that was it. We had so much fun doing this video. And I think you could already tell immediately that this is the three of us are going to be a good team. And then, as I mentioned, the team that Andrew has around him at Boardwalk Pictures, like this is even Craig, who we had on the show yesterday. And how great is Craig?
Craig's the best.
He's the best. He's the best. And so he was on yesterday, and we talked about when we got off the show, he's like, when you announced that, Andrew and Boardwalk are coming on, it's just going to show how legitimate this script was, because it's a real project. It's a big project. So I'm excited for it. And I'm again, thrilled to have you part of it. I know we're going to do a great thing. And I think we're going to hit this goal because of that Schmodown thing now too.
The Schmodown thing is very exciting for me. But before we move on, I just want to say this about the day and why that experience was so great. Right.
Sure.
And it's because we walked in to the day with great ideas about what it was going to be. We sat together with Barrett, Martini. We really blocked out sort of what thematically it was going to be, where the jokes were, where the comedy was. And then as we started doing it, it was not any of what we thought it was going to be when we started. Every notion that we started the day with, everything that I woke up with thinking it was, and you woke up with, Martini, Barrett, right? We all had great ideas. And that is the first thing, right? I have an idea.
Yeah.
And then we were just playing, and it started working. And it started, I mean, again, we'll see how the footage looks, but in the room, that.
Right.
It started working. And it was so easy to pivot and audible such that you didn't even need to call out the audible. We just kept going in the direction we were going in. It was like we said, we're going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then somebody just started mixing tuna, and then somebody else. And we didn't ever put the peanut butter and jelly in.
Right.
We just made a tuna sandwich.
Right.
Right. Like that was a terrible analogy.
I know what you're saying, but you switched it up and it worked. It's like, it wasn't what was on the menu initially, but then you switched it up. You put a new dish in, the chef's kiss. It was really good.
There was no debate. There was no push pull. There was just, we're going here now. It was like great jazz.
Well, and that was the thing though, too, that we've talked, and this is, so Andrew will be on the show more, especially once we launch a campaign, whether it's doing stuff on the channel, and he'll be on live with you guys too. As we were saying, this is pre-taped. He'll be on live so he can answer questions and other things, because one of the other things that we found fascinating, now that we can talk a little bit more about like the Kickstarter itself, is that you and I always fell in love with the idea of, we get to show the audience how a TV show is made.
Yes.
Like, that's cool.
The access to the creative process.
Yeah.
That, again, thematically talking about what we've been talking about here, that everything's changing, right? It used to be that, how can you make that barrier higher, right? Like, we're going to film it in a lot, behind a gate, behind more security and more security. Right. And we're going to use the biggest lights we can find. And we're going to build the loudest sets with the loudest carpenters. And by the way, like, there's a place for all of that. And it's fun. Let's make a $150 million movie together someday. It'll be so fun. But to let people into like this real moment of, I've made a ton of stuff, but I haven't made this. Boardwalk, we've made a ton of stuff, but we haven't done this. You have such an intimate relationship with your audience and are so used to that relationship with your standing audience and the audience as it grows, that to sort of bring together all of those vulnerabilities and intimacies and access points and say, it's kind of like the school play.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make a TV show.
Yeah.
And we're not quite like in the AV club or in the production club, but I hope it will feel like that, because those are the best days on set that I've ever had. And so I think
it's an indication of what that shoot was that we did. I think it's exactly what it's going to feel like. I think that there was, you can already tell, because as we mentioned in this conversation, Andrew and I have known each other a very long time. And well, this actually, I was about what I say is actually not true. I was going to say that was the first time you've ever directed me in an acting capacity, and it's not true. I don't know if you remember this, because last time I brought it up to you, you didn't. We did something, and I don't remember what the hell it was for, but it was me and you had a crew with you, and it was Justine Marino, and Justine Marino played my girlfriend, and I got into a fight, and you're like, and just start throwing things at him, and like,
I did.
Yeah, and like she's like throwing like it was
did
like
we shoot at your house?
It wasn't. It was at your old. It was at your old place that you lived at. And were you? I don't even know if you were married yet. You were. But I don't know. It was.
I know exactly what it was. Ah, we solved it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, my friend Chris Heller was going to be starting an app called Differential, which basically was like a way to thumbs down things.
Yes.
And to be like, no, I dislike that. I dislike that so much that you're not my friend now for 10 minutes. You're in Differential.
Okay.
Right. And so we wanted to, I don't know how that relates at all to what the creative was, but we did film this thing in my old apartment
outside.
and somebody was dumping clothes over the balcony as if they were kicking you out.
Yeah, it was Justine. Justine was dumping clothes and throwing things at me.
My friend Candice Koch, who's a very accomplished actor, she was in that as well.
Wow. Where is that footage?
I have no idea. Was I in it? I wasn't in it.
No, you were directing it. And I remember, because this was one of the things. This is one of the things I wanted to bring up to you when we'll talk about our, I think on the air in general.
You were like in my bed. Did you get in my bed?
I don't remember that. I remember being outside, but I remember you just saying that was really good. And I was like, all right, we thought I was good. So I hope to have that conversation again with you. That same.
Well, we had fun.
Yeah. Oh, that shoot was awesome.
But the other, that day, but I'm saying even this what do you call it? The reel?
This is the Kickstarter campaign, like video. This is the thing. So I'm glad you asked that, for people who are wondering, well, what the hell did you guys shoot? It's going to be the video that when you open up the Kickstarter, like right today, you will, and as of this taping, there are, let's see how many people there are following the account right now, or the Kickstarter page. Is almost 500 people following it right now. And when we actually launch, you will go, and on that day, on September 22nd, you'll see the video that is essentially telling you what the project is, who we are, what we're looking for, all those types of things. And that's what the three of us, well, more than three of us, but that's what we worked on when we were there.
And it's funny because I know that even if I could offer access to people to that creative process, it would be interesting, right? Like even that day and the way it took shape was cool. Again, I can't explain it, except it feels like the school play. It feels like we're in a club after school. You know, I taught a class at my alma mater this past semester. So I taught a documentary production class at Emory. Mm-hmm. And I had college students who got into groups and made these films, short form documentary films. The night before the due date, I was walking by, like the building where all the equipment is, and I see some lights on, and it's like late. It's like midnight. I was going to the drugstore to run an errand and knock on the glass, and they opened the door, and all four groups from the class were still working at like 12 o'clock at night, just grinding on their projects to have them ready for the morning. That's the most creatively invigorating thing that's happened to me in a long time.
That's cool.
And that's sort of what this project makes me feel like.
Good.
We're making it. We're hustling. We're making sizzle reel tapes for the Kickstarter campaign. We're, shooting with small crews and carrying gear to the car, and it's old school.
Like we were talking about before. Yeah, it's great. And I think and as Andrew mentioned this before, and this is another thing to inspire you guys when you're watching this. I've been to Boardwalk quite a few times, and every time I go in there, and I've told him this, and I've told Dane this, and when I go in there, I'm always in awe of all the stuff that they've done and the posters that are there, and all I keep picturing is the trending poster on the wall. And that's motivation that I want you guys to have as well too, to get that poster when we make it into Boardwalk Pictures as one of the things. And once again, for you guys to see that and go, we did this. And that's why we've been calling this our show, because it really is our show.
Yeah, that is the vibe. That is the goal, and more and more and more beyond that. I just think to activate this community with this creative endeavor, I couldn't be more excited.
We're excited to have you. I'm so excited. We finally told the audience about it. Now we can, as you'll probably see by the end of this video today, maybe even now when you're updating your account, you'll see the Boardwalk Pictures and Andew Fried. He actually, yesterday before Craig was on, we had all that included. We haven't announced Andrew yet. And so at the last minute, we kind of took everything out, but now that should all be back. You can learn a little bit more about Boardwalk Pictures. You should definitely look it up. You probably already know and watch a lot of his shows anyway. But we're excited. We're going to get going, and we'll have Andrew on the show really, really soon to talk about it again. And then September 22nd. It's right around the corner.
Very close.
It's really, really close. So we'll know. You know what I can ask you before, because this is something we've talked about, but someone asked yesterday, and you answer this however you want to answer this, but I know they're going to ask you again. So what they asked me yesterday was, okay, so let's say that we hit our goal, we raise the money, and we have exactly what we need to make this show. In a production standpoint, when in your mind do you think is realistic where a show like this could then say, okay, well, we can start going into production, and then ideally we could start shooting? Because this is what they asked, and I said, well, this is a question for the director and producer.
I feel like we could be shooting this before the end of the year. I really do. And if not then soon thereafter, right? Like you run into this like weird vortex in December where you have this like go, no go kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That really happens like the second week of November. Becomes the end of the year. You know, Hollywood really only exists for like 5-day windows at a time.
It's true.
Right. So yeah, there will be a go, no go in terms of cast and locations and crew. And do we have all the people that we want to have? And, you know, we're still very lean and mean here. And so we're not able to pay the Rolls Royce rates to everybody, but we're looking
unless we overperform. Unless we over. Did you see the thing about the Guild, by the way? Did you hear about this?
Tell me what it was.
Okay. So this is something that I find very inspiring, and I think you will too. So the Guild, and Brett Sheridan's actually in this too. So the Guild was a series that they put out. I think the first time, Felicia Day. Do you know who Felicia Day is?
I know Brett Sheridan.
Okay, so Felicia Day became pretty big off of this series that she did years ago, and it became very popular. And then she started pitching it to networks after it's been off the internet for a while. So she started pitching networks, but they were like, well, the cast's a little told now. You got to recast. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do that. She said, no, I want the people that help build this show want to do it. So I'm going to run a Kickstarter. And their goal was to raise 1.5 for this movie that they're going to make.
Yeah.
They broke the record for and beating out Veronica Mars, and they made 6.8 million. And they hit 1.5 in like a day. So my thing is, as you're talking about that, I'm like, look, if we put in the effort and have the passion the way that I tweeted out yesterday about the people were retweeting it and getting excited about it, and they're getting excited about it. Who knows who we can make offers to if we overperform? You never know.
Well, who we can make offers to, at what level, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, right? Where we get to shoot these things, how we get to shoot these things, and then how we get to bring it to audience, right? Like whether that's premiere events or any number of the things that go into this. Like we're approaching it from a very scrappy place, but we know what to do with the resources if we should be lucky enough to have them come in.
Perfect. And that's the best answer for it. Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time to come out and do this and telling everybody what we're doing. Again, it's September 22nd when we launch. We have the director and producer of Trending here, Andew Fried of Boardwalk Pictures. Make sure you check out all of his wonderful shows that he already has on the air. And yeah, man, we'll get into it soon, and we'll have you back on really quick.
Couldn't be more excited, and congrats that we're launching this thing. Like I'm fired up.
All right, guys. So there you go. You got the information, big scoop, and now it's me and Kris Carr. Take it away, me. All right, I know everybody has weight loss goals, especially with summertime. And when it is summertime, you really actually want to hit it. And that's what everybody's been doing. Everybody's trying. A Weight Loss by Hims is designed to support you every step of the way. And now Hims offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. So you can lose the weight and you can keep it all off. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep the weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for the weight loss, so there is no needles needed. And that's the thing for me, where I was like, no needles. No needles. If you're ready to reach your goals, visit hims.com/Kristian. You get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Kristian, hims.com/Kristian. Weight Loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com. Check out Hims. There's a reason you keep hearing about Hims. They keep popping up. Why? Because people trust them. People trust the brand. So check them out. Hims.com. Use that code Kristian. It'll work for you. Look at me. Come on, babe. Look at that. Welcome back, everybody. Exciting news here today. Come on. Come on. Opening up the show like that. Kidding me? Finally have our director for trending. Andew Fried is here. It was so good. It was so good. And now I get to talk to Kris Carr about some stuff. And yesterday we launched the trending Kickstarter page. And we launched on the 22nd. It is in the description right now. It's in the chat room as well. But what's down? What's down? Just pop in.
Check your mic.
My mic?
Your mic's not on or something. It's like really not you.
Hold on a second.
Feels like it's not on. Didn't want to break up your great intro, but I want to be able to hear it.
There it is.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Let's do it. So how much? I don't know how much of that is. All right, so we do it again. Watch this. Hey, look at me. I'm back. And listen, really excited that we got a chance to introduce you guys to Andew Fried, the director of trending. And I've been holding on that for a long time. And now excited that it's out there. We have a really great team assembled, and we have more announcements and other things. If you go to we launched the Kickstarter page yesterday, and for the leading up to the actual page itself launches on the 22nd, but you can go there, you can basically get the updates now. And listen, I was just trying to get to around 200 yesterday by the end of the day, and we have 641. It's pretty damn good. I have a very special thing. I haven't told Kris about this. So let's bring in Kris Carr. Where is she? There she is.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So listen, for the first thing that is the normal game that we usually play on the show. You have John Roca to beat this week, and I think that it's good chance. It's not out of reach. But I'm going to give you a special opportunity that no one else will really get. So I launched the trending campaign yesterday. We are currently at 600 and let me double check and see 641 right now. And after the announcement of Andew Fried, more people said, "Oh, I want to sign up now because it's actually legitimate." That's like before. Who knows? But if we hit 1,000 by the time the end of the show, I will also give you another bonus.
Oh my gosh!
Then I'll give you 2 bonuses. But I'll give you if we hit 1,000 today on the Kickstarter and again, you're not getting charged for this. This is just to simply say, hey, I just want to be informed about what's going on, and I don't want to be in the know when it's time. And if you can do that while Kris Carr is here, get us to 1,000, then Kris Carr will get a little benefit for that as well too.
You guys, and my birthday's tomorrow, so that would be so nice of you.
How about that?
Be so nice.
Right. So PLD, please keep peppering in that link into the chat, if you please, my good friend.
You've been on air, so did you see the news?
I did, about Peter Cullen's turn.
Yeah, I got worried about you. You doing okay with that one?
Yeah, I saw it in the chat. Unfortunately, I'm not taking this away from the chat at all. They did exactly what they should be doing. But unfortunately, the last 2 days we've had all these announcements. We announced Andew Fried today. We announced the Kickstarter thing yesterday with Craig, and both days have been just bombarded with really sad news. Yesterday was Dolly Parton. Or not, sorry, Tim Curry. Dolly Parton was the other day. It was Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, and now Peter Cullen. And it's real sad because, especially, I'm watching Invincible right now. He's one of the voices in that. But I'm a massive Transformers guy. You know that. So Autobots roll out. I love it. He was that's horrendous news. Losing legends left and right here.
Absolutely.
So yes, I did hear the news, and I'm really unfortunate. How old was he, Kris? He also in his 80s?
In his 80s. Let me double check here, though.
What's going on with the 80-year-olds? Come on, that's still not. I mean,
oh no.
So that's that made me really sad to see that.
85.
I mean,
it's a good long life.
It's a long life, but it doesn't mean it doesn't suck. It sucks. It's just, I'm watching. because I was so excited for people to learn the news today about Andrew, and then I'm looking at the chat, and a lot of people were excited about it, but then there was also the follow up of the sad news, and that sucks. So he's a legend, absolute legend, and the fact that 1, 2, and 3, even my daughter, who's 14 years old, goes, Dad, Dolly Parton and Tim Curry, and now Peter Cullen. She's like, it's like, yeah, it comes in threes. So
yeah.
Really horrendous. But nonetheless, beloved. Really glad that Kris and I got to watch the Transformers original movie together. So we got to experience a little bit of Peter Cullen in the beginning of that movie. So anyway, we have a lot to discuss today. And as I said, we already have 14 questions in there for Kris Carr. I'll be doing the same exact thing that I did yesterday. And what I have been doing, especially now with the announcement of Andrew as our director on the show, after the super chats, and PLD will say, actually, you can put the questions in about the pilot or anything you want, and PLD is going to be actually starring them throughout the show, so then we can cover them throughout the super chat thing. So put them in there. Anything regarding the pilot, any questions about Andrew now, any questions about the shoot, we got you covered. So and as I mentioned, if we get to 1,000 people following on the Kickstarter right now, that's going to benefit Kris Carr. She's going to, even if she doesn't win the questions this week, she'll get a little bonus this week. We're at 650 already, Kris Carr. 650. Already people are joining.
Yes, let's go.
Let's do it. So let me get to this one. Oh, and then Kris, the other thing I was going to ask you is, you already told me yes, but I want to make sure. I am going to be running on the day of the 22nd. I think early in the morning, I'm going to start a live stream. But I'd like to have like everybody pop in that day, and if you're available, I'd love to have you pop in, obviously, and talk some news stories and other things on that day if you're around.
100%.
Cool.
And Amy Newman said she'd be down too.
That'd be great. Yeah. Love to have that. Yeah, because we talked about that last time. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our main story today, because there's all this talk about the Paramount merger and whether it's going to happen and what's going to happen with DC. Are they going to sell DC off? Is DC what's going to happen? And the chances of them selling DC off are slim to none. It's on the table, but slim to none. But the other question is, will Peter Safran and James Gunn even be there, or will they want to be there? A new report says, yep, they will be. So let us share that one in just a moment. And that's Kris Carr. There I am. Okay, so we're going to share this right now. Please and thank you. Here it is from comicbookmovie.com. James Gunn and Peter Safran expected to stay on as DC Studios co-heads regardless of the outcome for the merger. There have been some speculation that Warner Bros. Paramount merger could have an impact on DC Studios, but the current administration is expected to remain on board regardless of the outcome. Despite rumors and speculation to the contrary, Gunn and Safran are expected to stay on as DC Studios co-CEOs regardless of the WBD Paramount merger outcome. According to a new report from The Wrap, the studio plans to keep Pam Abdy and Mike DeLuca at WB in a merge system alongside New Line's Richard Brenner and DC Studios' James Gunn and Peter Safran. We assumed that the deal was done, but last month we got word that the Paramount Skydance had not agreed to move forward with its multi-million-dollar mega merger with Warner Bros. Discovery until legal challenges are resolved on June 1st, 2027, whichever comes first. If the court decides that the proposed $111 billion takeover violates antitrust laws, it could potentially put the deal in jeopardy. Let's see, there's more statements, but there's the Gunn aspect of it. Okay. So, assuming the deal eventually does go through, Paramount and Warner Bros. Are expected to operate as an independent studio with a commitment to 15 films from each every year with full 45-day windows before going to premium video on demand with longer windows for hit films. There was never really any solid evidence that Paramount would consider dropping Gunn and Safran, though their current contracts are believed to expire by the end of 2026 or early 2027, when they would be faced with a renew or replace decision. While the DCU is in infancy, Superman was only a moderate box office success and Supergirl was a flop. Taking these factors into consideration, it was reasonable to wonder whether Ellison and his shareholders may at least consider making some big changes. Where's the, I don't see anything where it says that they're definitely going to stick around. But listen, I still think a lot can change in general. I think the smart play is, of course, you keep them around. The first side that they say here, they have to re-up for at least another year. because that's by the time anything actually does get transferred over. We'll see what happens on October 1st. There will probably be some considerable concessions that Paramount will have to make. Whatever those concessions might be, we don't know yet, but they'll make some kind of concessions. The question, Chris, is that I just think it's stupid to not have them come back if you've got a big movie like Man of Tomorrow. Lanterns is getting good. I don't know what the ratings are, but Lanterns is getting pretty good reviews from critics and fans, and let's see what happens with Clayface. So for them to go, we don't even want them. That's bad business. You have to at least see where the plan's going. And if Man of Tomorrow fails, I don't think it will, but if it does, then you say, what are we doing here? We'll give you guys one more shot, and then maybe we part ways. But I don't know. How do you see it? You're muted, Chris. Still?
Sorry, my barking before, so I was trying to mute. Okay, so I do think it's very smart to keep them on because, and this is a moment too where I feel like I have a little egg on my face because I was very wrapped up in wow, these people have very different ideologies personally. I don't know if they'll want to work together. And at the very least, I like the idea of them putting the business first here and going, no, we've got, a whole universe that we've created. We have this whole plan that we want to execute. We all want to see these films come to fruition. And that for us viewers is a really great thing. We want to have these movies come out. And so we can see if this Gunniverse actually works, right? Especially because I know not everyone has felt the same way about it. But for me, there's been some peaks and valleys here. There's been some highs and some lows. And I do want to see this play out more. And I don't want to see another DC reboot, especially this soon. So I think kind of sticking to the course is the smarter move. The bigger issue here for me is the idea of is this breaking antitrust laws, which as of right now, I mean, it violates Section 7 of the Clayton Act, which is a reduction in market competition. And I'm trying to see how they're going to get around that. And that, I think, is your point that you made here of they're going to have to make concessions. Right. So the only way I could see maybe DC having different studio heads or something changing there is if they start, dismantling everything that's under the Warner Brothers umbrella so that they can say, hey, no, we're not reducing the market competition. See how we don't own this, see how we don't own that. And then it's going to become this kind of weird yard sale. Right. So that's kind of more of my concern right now, as opposed to who will be running things, is what's sticking around if this goes through.
That's the truth. It's because they're going to have to piece some stuff off in order to have concession. In order to make this happen legally, there's something that's going to be made, unless it is just letting Warner Brothers run as an independent studio and they own it, but they don't really have any say except, just make the right decisions and hopefully we benefit financially. That just doesn't sound like, who wants to do that? I mean, regardless of that's just not a good. It's okay, we trust you guys enough. Hopefully you don't lose us money. It's I don't know that. As opposed to, okay, look, we wanted this, but let's see, we got to get rid of this, or we can't do this, or it's the other the craziest one is the selling off IP, whether it's Harry Potter or DC or whatever. That's also possible, but doing that is just kind of what are you buying it for in the first place? Yeah. And what's your real goal? That's the ultimate question: is what is your real goal? Because I never trust anybody when it comes to, especially at that level, when they're saying, well, this is what we did because we want to do this. It's but what do you really want to do? What's the real intent behind it? We'll never find that out. But what's the real intent? Is it to make movies? Is it to, shift things politically in your point of view? I don't know what it is. But whatever it might be, you've got to concede. It's either if it's option B, well, then you got to probably part with IP. If it's option A, then you got to probably part with the cable and the networks and all that kind of stuff. So something will happen because they want to get it done and they don't want to lose the amount of money that they would lose after October 1st. So Safran and Gunn, to me, it doesn't make sense to just say, okay, well, you guys don't line up and you don't like the way we're going to do things, so you're out and we're going to take over your properties right now. That doesn't make sense, especially when you have him. He's going to have to do promotion for your movie because he's directing it in Man of Tomorrow. So that wouldn't make sense to me. It's okay, look, let's see how Clayface does. Let's see how this plan does. I don't believe Gunn from the other day when he's like, no, everything, we're going forward with everything, brave and the bold and all that. Because if I'm Paramount, I'm like, let's hold off on making other things yet, and before we all sit in a room creatively, go through and go forward with everything you already have planned. And
Exactly.
right, because, and I don't mean plan by making announcements, plans as far as pre-production, things that you've had, Man of Tomorrow, Clayface. Let's keep doing that. We should have a clear idea, hopefully, of what the hell we're doing. Then we'll get in a room and then we'll decide if that plan still works together, because you're going to have new bosses.
Exactly. And behind the scenes, those conversations can be happening, right? They can be talking
Totally.
and planning and doing whatever they need, but we don't want, and we've brought this up before, don't Kathleen Kennedy it. And by that, I mean, don't make a whole bunch of announcements about
Right.
things that are going to come out and then cancel them, because that's when we all start to sour and turn. And we've already seen so much of that with this kind of gods and monsters section
Mhm.
of the DCU of, well, you're not doing that anymore. Wait, where's Wonder Woman? Wait, what's happening? Do you have a
Right.
Batman yet? So I think it's really definitely the smart move of, how do we all receive these things, and then
true.
how do we move forward from it?
It's true. And I think that, look, I don't know. I'm not overly excited about this Gorilla Grodd show or whatever it is.
No.
It's like, to me, it's too kooky and weird, and another kind of James Gunn. Oh, it'd be cool to just do this weird thing. And I say that also with the caveat that I could come back to you and say, well, that's a funny show, because I like who's involved. And I'm like, oh, that interesting that they went that route and they're actually making this count. And like Andor, I was wrong. However, I think it's a mistake, because what hardcore DC and comic book fans don't take into consideration when they're like, well, this is what I want to do. This is what we should do. I've seen all the other stuff before. Let's do something new. You're not taking in consideration that you're trying to build out a brand and get the just average person who's not paying. I watched a little bit of Josh McCouga and Ken Knapsack. They re-teamed up for their show they used to do, and Josh was talking about how he's moved out of town, and he just talking to people that he's not in the Hollywood scene anymore. So he's talking to people about movies, and he's having the same conversations with people that I have here in Long Island, which is, I haven't seen a movie in the theater in like 2 years. Yeah. I was like, who? What's that movie? What's that? Ah, yeah. He's like, people don't care unless it's so like The Odyssey and this and this. This is marketed to this big thing, or younger generation obsession, backrooms, things of that nature. It is very hard to get that awareness, and especially with comic book stuff right now, unless you're the Avengers or Spider-Man or whatever it is, doing these smaller, obscure things is a bubble mentality. I don't think it's a smart move.
Yeah. Well, and even if you are a diehard comic book fan, I think this show just sounds weird in
Yeah.
general. Of, huh? What? A Gorilla Grodd comedy? Okay. With Jimmy Olsen?
Right.
Huh.
It's a very James Gunn move.
Yeah, and I'll tune in. I mean, I'm seated already, I know. But there's some weird stuff like that doesn't make sense, I think, to any of us, whether you're a diehard fan or not. And then, yeah, even people I know who work in this industry here in LA are like, oh yeah, I don't go to the movies anymore. It's too expensive. It's too much time. I don't do it.
I know, because it's just like it, and this is the television show. We're aware of that, but it's still, it's a matter of interest. And I would be very curious. I think you guys talked about it last week, right? How did Lanterns do on as far as ratings go? Do we know?
Ratings wise, I'm not sure. We talked about viewership, where it was like 9.3 million people or something tuning in, and it was crazy numbers.
Good.
Which is fantastic. And I feel like
the
this
power
is
of
just
HBO,
going to
right?
grow. Yeah.
That's the power of HBO. And to be fair, the Garage Show is on HBO, HBO Max. So depending on how it is marketed, and the thing is that listen, Aaron Pierre is poised to be a major star, but he's not a household name. Kyle Chandler is one of those really recognizable. Every time you see him, you go, oh, I like that guy.
Yeah.
But he's not like a major movie star. So that was because my point was going to be like, but the cast that they have, it's like, is that going to bring in viewers? I was just wondering if a talking gorilla is going to push people away. And I wonder, even though a lot of DC fans and other people pushed against the idea of doing a true detective type of Lanterns, I wonder if that was one of the appeal to this mainstream audiences, that it didn't look too outside or too weird or too outside the realm. And it to me, I've seen 2 episodes and they balance themselves out very well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, my litmus test is always my parents.
Right,
And my
right.
dad's not a comic book guy, but like Iron Man is probably one of
Mhm.
his favorite movies of all time. So he just got back in town from vacation and was like, "Hey, how's this lantern show? This looks really, really cool. That's that coach from Friday Night Lights, right? I liked that guy."
Right.
And so he already is texting me this morning, "Oh my gosh, I like it so much. It's more like a cop show, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I
And
think that's why it's going to do so well, is it has that wide appeal. But then you have, manhunters pop up and you're like, oh my God, wait, I know that we're going off world. I know we're going to start doing some crazy stuff with aliens.
And that's a great point, because even though if you're not so well versed in that world, that if they do it, they're kind of stringing you along for a little bit. By the time they get you there, you're not like, wait, what the hell is it? You don't start it off with a big diatribe about manhunters and all of this too. They start out really smart with, this is Hal Jordan, this is what he's been doing. He's the guy, you're watching him as a kid, and then it introduces you to their relationship first and what they're kind of dealing with. And even when he flies off into the sky, like, okay, so I know I'm gonna mix here. So by the time you get to the manhunter aspect of it, it's like, well, they've already set up the alien side of it and the thing, what kind of world that they're in, and it doesn't lose you. I just wonder if again, a talking gorilla in a documentary is going to lose people. I hope, or mockumentary, whatever. I hope that the answer is was so kooky and weird that it brought in the mainstream audience, because they didn't know what the hell it was and saw a talking gorilla. And it turns out it happens to also be a DC thing, in the way that they're doing Clayface and pitching Clayface like a crazy horror movie. And so where the Marvel Cinematic Universe got a pat on the back for the first 3 phases was, let's do different things. That Ant-Man feels like a crime comedy, that Winter Soldier feels like a spy thriller. So maybe this is kind of DC's version of that, where, look, we're doing these things. The only hesitancy that I have about it is, it's just those Marvel ones that I gave as examples followed the big ones first. They followed Captain America, they followed Thor, they followed Iron Man. So by the time you got to those, you'd already been set up and into a successful world. They are really just going all in on that Superman universe. And I think that it's either going to be one of 2 things: a brilliant move, or Gunn being really stubborn and just continue to being kooky and weird.
Yeah. Which honestly, either way, I'm here for him taking a big swing. I would rather somebody really just go for it than give me another, this is fine, this is a
Right.
show.
They're going for something different. Yeah. I mean, look,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how the show turns out. And maybe it does push forward the DC in a different way, and has this. I always use Andor as the example. I can't even tell you when to me, Obi-Wan was the show that I thought we were going to get in the style of what we got with Andor. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And I have to watch a fan edited movie in order to enjoy that thing. But Andor is easily one of my favorite things, if not my favorite thing, since Empire Strikes Back. It's awesome. And I don't know if this is what they're going to do with Grodd, but we'll see. As far as Gunn and Safran sticking around, what do you guys think about it? How do you feel it's gonna go down? You think they're gonna stick around? You think they're gonna wait? You think that it's all for naught because this shit's not gonna go down? It's not gonna happen anyway. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. All right, Kris Carr. I don't know if did you take a look? I don't know if you saw. Now we actually have the updated page of the Kickstarter. We're currently at almost 660.
The website, the ourshowIstrending.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
We updated it today. Actually, Craig updated it while we were doing the interview, and it's funny because I noticed it. And so Sam, who does our time codes, you can't get anything past her because she's super smart. She's funny, and no one had picked up on this except Sam in the comments today. And I had to delete her comment because I was like, no, I don't want anybody else to figure it out, because I knew Sam would figure it out. Yesterday, right before we went on the air, we had announced we hadn't announced Andrew as the director yet. And so in the Kickstarter thing, it was all over there. He was directing it, Boardwalk was doing it, all of that. So, you got to delete it. So he deletes. They all deleted. But what we didn't realize is in the perks, it said something about Boardwalk Pictures. And I didn't pick that up until recently. And then Sam said, well, the Boardwalk Pictures thing is over. I wonder if Andrew's going to announce his director. Shh, Sam, and deleted her comment. I was like, no, because she's smart. She saw it.
Well done.
But now, check it. This is what we got going on, Chris. And like I said, I'll refresh it and we'll see. And I had a lot of people yesterday retweeting it on my X account and everything. People and former stand-up comedian, well, not former, but stand-up comedian friends of mine were retweeting and everything. It was nice. So we updated with the Kickstarter launch right there. And there's now the updated picture of myself, Andrew, and Martini. And we just got all of this. It's a happy day, but I'm gonna address a ball bag. Because I was on the community tab yesterday. And I was telling everybody, and this one guy goes, "Well, you put this thing out and you describe it and you use AI and you lose. You can't even write the thing yourself." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Craig wasn't using AI, and the other side of it was, he's like, "Well, this line was clearly written by AI," and this is the problem that you have with AI now, because you can use that thing. It's like, and I was literally sitting in the meeting with Craig and Andrew and Martini, and we came up with the whole thing on spot, going, "Okay, right, you do this, this could work, And Dick on Wheels Magoo decides that he's gonna decide, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know it." It's like, you don't know shit. And I responded to him at first, and then I just fucking threw him off the page. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that shit. I hate this shit. It's like, what are you doing?
It's
like,
just so annoying. I love using dashes. Apparently, that's what ChatGPT does all the time. And now people are just like, ChatGPT write this? No, ChatGPT didn't write my email. I'm not a moron.
That's the problem with now, because everyone thinks that they're, Sherlock Holmes, and they go and they're like, "Oh, that's not even Kristian and Kris. That's AI." And it's like, stop it. Just stop it. Anyway, so let me go back to that real quick and show you guys a little bit more about what we got going on. And this is it. And now, so this was the line. I literally remember when we said, we want to make sure there's no fluff, all that, how the truth of the show. It's like, because the whole point of the show, or this campaign rather, is to do the Project Greenlight kind of showing you how a show actually gets made, and truthfully showing you how a show gets made. So that's kind of what this is. And then you got the perks right there, some of the pictures, and now we actually have Boardwalk Pictures in there and talking about, and look at just some of the shows that they've done in general. And there'll be more. We're going to continuously update. So currently we're at 661. As I said, get Kris Carr a little bit of an extra bonus here. Even if she wins today, she can get another bonus if we hit 1,000 followers today. So that would be great.
That would be so nice.
Please.
Happy birthday to me. Help the show.
Yes. Please. You've been doing all that. All right, let's see. Let's get to some more topics here as we shall. And what do we got, Kris? What do we got today? Oh, yeah, and I have Toy Story 5. Oh, wish PLT, can you take a little bit of the opening for you? Not the first thing I say, not the first thing I say, but maybe like one joke or something. I don't even know if I could. You know what? I'll tell you what I know. You know what I'll do? I'll show you the opening. I'll show you the opening of what I did for the actual video. First, this is a Toy Story, Kris, because you'll get a kick out of this, because Sam hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
So let me bring this up. Yeah, this, and don't worry, PLD. PLD's like, I don't know if you should show this. It's only on the members that can see this. And then, is that the new one? Let's say Toy Story. I want to make sure that this is it. Is this it? Yeah, I can do this. That's fine. We'll do this. All right, hold on. Oh, the hits keep coming. All right, hold on.
That's too easy.
All right. So if you want to see what happens, with the rest of it, what are you doing? You want to see what happens with the rest of it? Then you can go to the unedited. and it's worth it because I mean, it goes there.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
there's one line, Chris, because just to show you, it's for Toy Story, for God's sakes, right? You couldn't have put this in the actual edited version, but just one of the lines is they don't call him Bullseye for nothing. Yeah, that's an appropriate face.
Oh.
And it goes, it keeps on going. It was pretty great.
A titty shake from the ladies.
Sure. Speaking of members and everything else too, we have the member stream today at 2:30, right after this. So I'll take as many questions as I can leading into that. So if you are a member, $5 and up, you can join video wise. So come on and do it. And let the English see you do it. Okay. So where is this was the other story that we were going to go back and forth. We almost went with this as the main topic because it's pretty big. But we decided to go with the other one. Chris, do you give a shit about James Bond? I forget.
James Bond? Yeah, I like James Bond.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Logan's family thing is watching all of the James Bond movies or marathoning them on Thanksgiving.
I like Bond. I used to watch the Bond movies with my dad, and it was like they were like a massive like oh my god, I got to see the next Bond, like Mike.
Yeah.
But I always appreciated them, right? And I always enjoyed them, and I like the Daniel Craig one. So I get on board when I go, well, who's the next Bond? I'm there.
Sure.
More rumors about this is part now. We're getting into the phase that it's almost like that Superman phase of the people now that are being rumored are most likely one of these people.
Yeah.
Initially it's like, oh, everybody, PLD is rumored to play James Bond. He's like, everybody else is in there. But
Let's go, bud.
Yep. Now we have the real peeps. Here he is. You'd be a good James Bond. Here we go. And here is the rumors for now. Bond 26, crazy. Callum Turner, Jacob Elordi, Paul Mescal on James Bond shortlist, but there's a new frontrunner. The James Bond, it's BLD. The James Bond casting search seems to be heating up, and a new report has shed some light on who's reportedly the main contenders for the highly coveted role. The hunt for the next James Bond is reaching a critical point, and fans might be in for a major surprise when Amazon Studios ultimately announces who will inherit the mantle of 007. According to Page 6, Tatiana Siegel, English actor Jake Barton has now emerged as the frontrunner for the lead in Denis Villeneuve's current untitled Bond 26. You should just call it Bond 26. However, it's far from a done deal. The studio has scheduled a series of screen tests early to make its final selection. In addition to Barton, you've got Jack Lowden, Callum Turner, Jacob Elordi, Paul Mescal, and Harris Dickinson. Page 6 adds that the Amazon prefers a younger actor for the role, with plans for the chosen star to remain in the tuxedo for at least 5 films over the next decade and beyond. Barton is 31. Mescal and Dickinson are both 30. Lowden and Turner are both 36, and Elordi is the youngest at 29, meaning whoever lands the part will stay in the role into their 40s, if not longer. So additionally, our friends over at Night Edge Media have learned that of these 6, only Callum Turner and one unknown actor, presumably Barton, is being seriously considered for the license to kill. They also throw one more name into the mix. They've learned that Jack O'Connell, he's really good, Jack O'Connell. I don't know if he's Bond, but he's really good. Is also currently in the running for the role. Let me see, because I don't know if I know who Barton is.
So I only know him as the douchebag brother from Heartstopper, who's like homophobic and douchey. And so when I saw him come up as the Bond option, I was like, oh, that guy. But I mean, he's a good actor. He's really good in that role.
Hard for me to judge him because I don't know him.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. He looks more like a who's the one who makes the weapons for him? Not Q, but who makes the
Q.
It's Q. Okay. Yeah. He looks more like a Q to me. He doesn't look like he didn't look like a Bond to me. But hey, what the hell do I know? I'm not in the room, and I'm not. And if Denis Villeneuve says that he's Bond, who the hell am I to question it? Right.
Yeah.
My biggest no is Jacob Elordi, and it has nothing to do with his acting. I think he's a brilliant actor. I think he's great. I think he's a superstar. I think he deserves everything that he's getting right now as far as his talent goes. I just am not going to be able to believe that a 6'6" Bond is having problems fighting a 5'8" henchman. I'm just not going to, it's like, well, don't think they're going to cast as tall as him. Good luck. It's going to look like, the Giant movie. because 6'6" on film looks like 8 feet.
Yeah.
That's why they cast the guy's Frankenstein. But I just don't see it. But same thing I said before about the Grodd thing. And go, well, prove me wrong. He's such a great actor. I didn't mean shit. But I still think Callum Turner is going to be the guy. I was completely wrong in the first place. I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's not even running anymore.
I know.
Yeah. So I would say Callum Turner's still going to get it. I'm not in the room. Jack Burton versus Callum Turner to me. Callum Turner looks more Bondish. I'm not saying Barton couldn't be in the movie. He just doesn't look very Bondish to me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm totally with you on this. Of Callum Turner, I think is a smart choice for this too.
Yeah.
He also looks a lot younger than he actually is as well. Not to say 36 is old by any means, as I turned 39. But he has like more of a baby face, and I think he can age into this role. He's also an excellent actor. And again,
Right.
I just don't know this other gentleman's work very well, except for this one role where he's so not Bond. And that doesn't mean he can't do it. I just haven't seen that kind of charismatic side of him. And so, the Broccoli's and these folks at Amazon have information that I don't at this point. And yeah, just a tall Bond. And I know height ultimately, when it comes down to casting, a lot of times we can get really precious with this stuff, like especially when it comes to superheroes
different,
and things
though.
like that.
That's
It's
different,
hard
though.
to imagine a man that tall being inconspicuous.
That's what I mean. He's got to be a
Yeah.
spy, and he's got to be. It's like where is he? Can you see him in the crowd? Yeah, he's the guy that's taller than everyone.
Yeah.
Like they talked about it at the awards shows that all the time. Like, oh, you can see him. He's tall.
Yeah.
And that's not what I mean with Bond. It's like he's got to be able to blend in.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, again, it's not necessarily fair to say that, because if you're like, well, you watch him on screen and the dude's just Bond, maybe that's the case. And maybe they can, again, if Denis is looking at it saying, I can make it work, you go, okay, the hell do I know about it? You're Denis Villeneuve. You think you can make it work? But then again, he's going, I can make it work for one movie. Then I'm out. It's like, and then you're like, okay, well, good luck with everybody else who's got to try to cheat the 6'6" Bond. But I don't even think it's going to be a thing. I think like their report says, I don't think that the only two really serious are maybe the Jack Barton has to throw people off, but I think Callum Turner is the guy. I think he's been rumored for such a long time.
I don't know if the Broccoli's still are also this like stringent on stuff, where before they were very much like Bond has to be from the UK.
Yeah.
And so that's also another kind of, Elordi is Australian. And I don't know if that is something that, like Barbara Broccoli can't get out of her head. Of like, no, we're not going to anywhere else. None of the colonies. We're going to.
How much of a saying do they have though now?
That's true. I feel like so many of the reports though have been them trying to really appease the Broccoli's. But who's to say? Because that's just the information we're being fed.
Yeah, it's true, because it's like, they could, it's like, oh yeah, you don't want that person, okay, we'll take your opinion into consideration, but with our new deal, we don't care. So now we have, they don't really even have control anymore.
Sure, but again, at least in those very PR related statements, it was always, we're going to honor the work of the Broccoli's, and we want to stay true to the character, and da 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 da.
Right.
Now, how much of that is lip service?
I would say 80% of that is lip service, if not more. Because because here's where it comes. We're gonna appease them if they're on the same page with us.
Yeah.
It's like, if they're not, and we really want, if let's say everybody at Amazon's like, no, Jacob Elordi's our guy, and they're like, no, we don't want him. They're gonna go, your vote has been noted. See you later.
Sure.
Right. But we'll see. Anyway. Yeah.
Can I just say, keep saying Jack Barton, and all I'm hearing is Jack Burton. That's a totally different kind of Bond.
That'd be amazing.
Well, Jack Burton says at a time like this.
Did we have this conversation? Get back over here. Did we have this conversation with you about the fact that I know maybe we didn't, but I know that there's an argument. I know that Carpenter said it too. I don't care what they say. He is the lead of that movie. He is the main character of that movie.
He is. I like what Carpenter says. I like looking at a different angle, but he's definitely the lead.
He's the lead.
He is a professional sidekick as the lead. That's what it is.
Nobody thinks of it. Now. He's not the straight man.
Right.
He is the over the top kooky character, but you're following him.
Yes.
You care about him. It's like, the other guy's in a love story, and it's his, and he's like the straight man, and it's like, in a certain aspect, if you look at it, it's like, oh, he's the main character. He's not. No one talks about him. They all talk about Jack Burton.
That's why I look at it that way. I look at it, it's the professional sidekick in the leading role. We're following the professional sidekick.
100%. Kim Cattrall is a love interest to who?
Exactly.
Anyway, Chris is like, what the hell are you idiots talking about?
That's okay.
Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
No, I have not.
Oh man, that's one that we have probably.
There's a reaction for you.
Yeah, listen,
Sweet.
I've got to find a way because and someone brought this up about potentially making having like Chris and Winston just react to stuff without me, and that's and it's a possibility. And I think that what I would prefer to do there is because you guys are in LA is just find a way to do it in person if we were going to do that because I don't think it's silly to do. I just don't, one of the things I just don't love the digital reactions. It's not that same. It's not the same vibe.
It'd be so easy for us because we already do our self tapes together and stuff too.
Oh, you do?
Can
great.
Yeah. Can I brag about Winston for a second?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Logan and I went and saw him in this really fun production of 12th Night on Sunday. He was so good. He's really so good and so funny. And I already see him acting all the time because we work on our auditions together. But him just crushing Shakespeare, a whole other level. That dude is so freaking good.
I'd love to see that.
I was just so proud of him the whole time. I was just sitting in the front row like I was his mom.
I love that. That's great. Ugh. That's great. That's good. Was it a good crowd?
Really good crowd. Really fun. And a very just like fun, silly version of it. Like it opens with this shipwreck and they gave us all water guns to shoot the cast members. It was adorable.
That's really fun. Okay. Well, good. I'm happy to hear that for sure.
Yeah.
I have another story that I would love to get your opinion on. I know what we are going to be hopeful for, but I'm curious where we both land as far as expectations. And that is Coyote versus Acme, right? That movie comes out, and the question that Comic Book Movie poses is, will Coyote versus Acme and the Dog Stars dethrone Spider-Man Brand New Day at the box office this weekend? My initial answer to that is no chance in hell. But I don't know what either one of these are tracking at. Maybe if they don't say it here, they probably are going to say it here. But if they don't, PLD, look it up. But I think they have it here. This weekend, Sir Ridley Scott's The Dog Stars had a movie Warner Brothers Discovery nearly sent to the scrap heap. Coyote versus Acme opens in theaters. However, neither, well, there you go, will dethrone Spider-Man Brand New Day during its 5th weekend playing in multiplexes. According to Deadline, Spider-Man Brand New Day is eyeing an $18 million in North America, bringing it one step closer to toppling Star Wars The Force Awakens' record of $936 million haul to become the highest grossing movie ever in the United States. The Dog Stars, which has not received positive reviews from critics, is set to kick off its run with $10 million to $14 million. What is the budget on that one, PLD, on Dog Stars? How Disney's 20th Century Studios thinking that the movie would serve as an adult alternative to Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Odyssey. Bad thinking. As for Coyote versus Acme, while David Zaslav was happy to scrap the whole thing as a tax write-off, intense online backlash led to indie distributor Catch Up Entertainment stepping in to save the Looney Tunes movie. It was initially tracking for a 7 million to 10 million start. That's increased to 15 million this week. That's good. Whether it can turn a profit, the movie cost 70 million to produce in 2022. 70 million for that movie? Dumb. Remains to be seen, but what has been described as a modest marketing budget. So Spider-Man Brand New Day will win the weekend again, and it should be interesting to see whether it can fend off Fall 2, Dead Point, and Onslaught next weekend, be number 1 for 6. Either way, with box office takings like that, digital and 4K Blu-ray releases are a long way off. Okay. So the positive news I get out of this is I'm rooting for that movie. I'm rooting for it. I'm hoping that it does really well. The problem is I still don't know. I think that the marketing being modest is good. 70 million budget, not good. The fact that the kind of marketing it's been getting and the notice it's been getting from interviews and other things and the story behind it has been good. And that's maybe why it jumped it up to maybe 15 million. I don't know how much that holds past this week, but maybe if it's lucky, it can break even, which is, to me, if I'm Catch Up Entertainment, I'm like, okay, we got our money back and we got to release it and we're the good guys. Yeah. If that happens. Spider-Man is doing exactly what we all thought in regards to maybe not to the numbers of what it's doing, but we all said it comes out at the end of July, literally, I think the 31st, whatever it was, and it has no competition at all. And if it's good and it continues to do well, it's going to be in the number one spot for a while, and that's exactly what's happening. I don't see anything dethroning it for a little bit. The only thing I see potentially dethroning it, strangely enough, is the re-release of Endgame.
Yep.
Right?
I think it's only competition, truly. What's so fun about this movie, particularly Coyote versus Acme, Dog Star said people aren't particularly enjoying it. I know I saw Roxy's review where I love that she was just like, I like what I like, and I had a good time.
100%.
But I think what's really fun about this movie is so many people are just excited to champion it because it got that second life. I'm so happy that Will Forte in particular has just been dragging Warner Brothers as often as he can. I think it's so fun and so great. There's a wonderful talk back where he just talks mad shit, and you see Ilana Condor just do a, are you really saying that? Are you really saying that out loud right now? Just talking mad shit about them of just like, well, and then Warner Brothers, who decided to just trash our movie and, have their heads up there. Like it's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Highly recommend looking it up. But so many people now, at least on socials, and I know that's also my algorithm feeding me what I want to see, but it's a lot of people saying, look what we did. We've saved this movie. We're going to make this movie come forward. It has a lot of the vibe, honestly, of the energy of our show of look at what we can do if we let Suits know, hey, don't throw away film. Don't throw stuff away. Let us have the opportunity to see it. And I do think that kind of stick it to WB has a lot of potential for people who aren't even particularly interested in this movie to go see it. That all being said, the actual feedback, particularly from that early release over the weekend, of this being the best live action hybrid since Roger Rabbit, this being so funny and clever, this really still having the spirit of that New Yorker article and having all of the things that you love about Looney Tunes characters. I feel like it's going to do well. Is it going to blow the doors off the box office? Probably not. But like you said, all they really need to do here is make their money back. And then ultimately, this is such a great PR move for Ketchup. Look at what we did. Look at how we champion things.
Because
we're not the company that throws things away.
Right. And if you didn't know them before, it's like, well, who saved it? Well, this company named Ketchup. And it's like, well, and that's what I'm saying. For them, a win, a major win is making money. A win for them is getting their money back and getting the publicity in general. With like, look what we did. And we are the good guys. And I think that's smart. As far as the Ridley Scott thing, I talked about it yesterday with Craig, is that what was the budget on that movie, PLD?
110.
110 for that movie. It's like, look, and that's a smaller budget for Ridley Scott. I just don't know if you can keep giving him that kind of budget anymore. If I get the respect, I get it. I get you. Like, well, it's like when Ali kept fighting. It's like he still got a couple good fights in him. He's still got a couple good. He can still get a couple in there. And then he fights Larry Holmes, and then he fights Trevor Burbick. And you're like, oh, does he? So I just think that you got to be careful. You got to be careful with with how much money you give him now, because it's just, or if you're a streaming platform and you're Amazon, we're good. Well, sure. What do you need? 80, 90 million? Sure. We'll put it on streaming. Go ahead. Have a blast. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm curious what everybody thinks if Spider-Man is in at all trouble. Put your thoughts in there and let us know. All right, Kris Carr, there's two things. One, as far as the campaign goes, we're trying to get to 1,000 today on the campaign. And if we do it, and by the way, it doesn't just hold for the end of the show. I'll hold it for the end of the day. If we hold it, if we hold it to the end of the day and we hit 1,000 let's say by 11 o'clock tonight, and we're almost at 670 right now, which is good. And Kris Carr will get that bonus no matter what. So the other thing is, have you heard about what I'm doing with the Schmodown in regards to the Kickstarter?
No.
Okay. So I made a thing that I thought of, and then Roka spilled the beans, which was okay. If we hit our goal in day one, I'm going to bring back a 16-person tournament for the Schmodown. If we hit our goal in day two, I won't do the 16, but I'll do an 8-person. If we don't hit it in 2, and we hit it in 3, I'll do a live event with 2 matches. And if we hit the goal, but we don't, but let's say we hit it in day 30, I'll just do some kind of Schmodown thing. But Craig made this today, which is, that's what that is right there. He's going to put it on the account later. I don't know if I'm supposed to show this or not, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do something here that I will say this. PLD yesterday, because the questions have been, hey, I'm doing it again because you know what? Oh no, I know. I almost gave PLD some shit, but he's like, look, idiot, it's the first one. He's giving me the middle finger, rightfully so. So when it comes, like yesterday, I posted in the movie trivia Schmodown group, and I got a because Roka was asking, like, who do you think, are you going to be able to get people back? I'm like, over 100 competitors, and I guarantee you that fiery spirit is going to come back in people if they hear it's coming back. And sure enough, a former 2 or 3 time team champion wrote, "You want me? I'm in." Did you see this, PLD? You see who it was? And I will announce that someone who's already interested is the great android, Mark Andreyko. He was interested in it. So my question to you is this, Kris Carr. 16-person tournament happens. I need a rookie. I need someone who's going to be an underdog, who people have never seen perform before. You are the first person I am officially offering a spot in the tournament to, if it goes on day 1.
Oh,
do you accept?
Yeah.
She's
of course I do.
She's in.
Oh my
right.
God. Wait,
So-
though. Okay, PLD, because we talked about this. Am I a heel?
That will come later.
Okay.
That will come later.
Okay.
That will come later.
We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
I absolutely. Where were you in 2016? Because if that's your first question, I would have already told you that you would have been
On
one of my favorite people.
terrible YouTube channel fighting for my life.
Well, there you go. So you should have come. You should have been with me.
Oh, I know.
So there we go, Kris. If that's any more inspiration for people, Kris Carr is already in the tournament. If you decide that you're going to make the tournament now.
This is a really good day for me.
The caveat is that it's got to be the 16-person, because the 8-person then becomes limited. But the 16-person, you're in. So there you go. Kris Carr is officially, if we get that 16-person in day 1, she is going to be in the tournament. Now, again, another thing you should know from how the Schmodown works, PLD will know this too, you're probably going to go up against some, like in round 1, you'll probably go like a giant.
Yeah.
Like someone who's,
I don't know sports, but I know brackets.
You'll be the 16 seed, because no one had, not that you're not good, it's just no one had seen you play. So, you're probably going to go up against someone who's, a multi-champion or something along those lines. Somebody, so just to,
I'm going to train for this like it's Jeopardy.
I love it. So there you go. Look at this. Because I could feel, I could feel like unfortunately I was going to say PLD could be like your Mickey, but the reason he can't, because he's a writer on the show, and that would be that if he's your Mickey, then people are like, wait a minute, hold on a second. How did Kris Carr get no questions wrong in the entire tournament? Yeah, right. How did you do that? Okay, so now
that's a heel. Come on.
I know that's a total heel. A total heel. Let's see if there's so that's again, incentive. If you guys are Kris Carr fans and you want to see her in the tournament, follow the damn thing now if you can. Again, it's that to me is that's just not that you have to contribute. That's just to know what's going on. And there's 671 right now. If we can at least hit, let's get to, let's see, we have about an hour left, and I think we can get 800 by the time we sign off. So let's try that. So I'm putting that link in there. That's all you got to do, and it's right there. Do it. Let's see. Are there any more things that are worth a damn to talk about? Let me see. We got Acme. We got I got that. I think that's it. I think we can go to. I think we can go to. Let's hear about what you got going on first, and then we'll come back with the question.
Okay, well, voiceover classes, speakfriendstudio.com. We have our Dungeons and Dialects coming up next weekend. This is a D&D campaign where you are also learning a dialect and improvising in character, so it's a super fun one. We also have ongoing classes, so you can always check that out. And if you have some voiceover training, my advanced class, my 8-week class where you get 2 pieces of custom copy and everything too, that starts September 5th, I believe. No, that's a Saturday. I'll figure out the days. Go to my website. If you want to just keep up with me at Kris Carr or at It's Kris Carr over on Instagram. And if you enjoy me and Amy Newman's antics, go check out Two Filthy Casuals pod. Today we have a tribute to Dolly Parton. Tomorrow we have a Tim Curry episode coming out as well. Usually we kind of just talk about fandom so you can dip your toe in without any judgment because gatekeeping is gross. So check those things out, you guys. I screwed up all of the things that I'm at because I'm so freaking excited.
It's
Oh my God.
big news. It's big news. And I told Roka the other day, and I said to him, I go, I would probably ask Kris Carr. And the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask her before I ask anyone else, because you need a rookie in there. You need somebody in there that's like that no one has ever seen before, because it's like that whole, how can they do? You know, how can they do against these monsters who have been in there before? But also, what's the new personality like? What's the theme music going to be? Who's like, and yes, I would bring back David B. I would bring back all these. David B. would come up with a cool, I think for you would be have to do like a mixture of like anime meets Lord of the Rings kind of theme would be your theme song, right? Something
Probably.
like that.
Yeah.
Probably something like that. So anyway, if you guys want to see that happen, let's go. Now, as far as, remember, there's two ways Kris Carr can get bonus here. The first one is the way that we always do it, and that's she got to beat John Roca this week, and then she's got to, I think tomorrow is just me and Jen Sturger. I think Jen Sturger's coming on tomorrow because Winston's out tomorrow. He's got something going on. So it'll be me and Jen. So Kris is gonna see if she can fend off us, but she can also take out Roca. But then the other way is by getting us to 1,000 on that Kickstarter. It's pretty damn good that we're even almost at 700 already. It's pretty great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Noah Lawson. Hey, Kris, I'm really sorry I couldn't join your voiceover boot camp call. I ended up busy that day.
That's totally okay, Noah. I will have another intro to VO kind of class in 2027.
Cool.
I just probably won't do it again the rest of the year, but I'm always around. You guys can also work with me one-on-one.
Well, and he follows this up and says, I stopped following the MCU after Endgame because I got so bored how most superhero movies the past 10 to 15 movies blend together and feel so formulaic.
Oh.
I'm not surprised Scorsese and other dissed them lately. Well, he hasn't been dissing them lately. He was dissing them when they were in their height too.
Yeah.
So, but I don't blame you. I think that there are some times that it does feel very formulaic, and it does feel like paint by numbers. Okay, here's this, here's that. It's like when they treat the audience with respect, that is when people respond. And I think that's what Spider-Man did. And yes, it's Spider-Man, but I also thought the movie just treated its audience with respect. Noah also says, I heard you mention the change to Anakin in the special edition yesterday. I'm still not a fan of it to this day. The worst change is still the new song sequence in Jabba's palace. Atrocious. I don't love that song, and I still laugh at it. I didn't ruin it for Sam, because PLD knows that I love to do it. And it's like it's so stupid. It's so stupid, and it just feels like it's in a totally different movie.
What's her name? Noodles or something?
No, the one. Well, not the human looking one, but Cy Snoodles is the
Noodles. Yeah.
Yeah, is the other one. Relax, PLD.
Okay.
I got this covered.
The guy who's like, raw, 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 raw.
Don't start. Don't. Hey, listen. There's only so much I'll put up with that. I can find another producer. So, anyway, but that we agree with is stupid. But as far as the Anakin thing goes, it's won me over recently because of my rewatch on the prequels. And I think especially if someone is watching it in a particular way, the way Sam watched it, she would have been lost if it was somebody else. Now, It just depends on how it's intended. And there really is no intention order. Even if you ask people at Lucasfilm, like, you watch them how you watch them. You watch them how the best way to do it. They'll give you recommendations and other things too. But there is a pattern that if you watched it chronologically, it doesn't make as much sense as it does seeing Hayden Christensen there. So, but I understand it as a purist. I understand going, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. But this I agree with. He says, fun fact, they actually cut and pasted Hayden's head onto Sebastian Shaw's body at the end of the Jedi. The footage of Hayden is taken from episode 3. Very lazy. That is, they should have shot him because the footage that they take from him on his face, he's like smirking like menacingly. And it's not really the point of when Luke sees him. It's supposed to be more warm. So I think they should have shot with him again. I don't know. Kris, do you have any take on this?
I'm trying to remember how he looked. I just remember being confused.
Yeah.
Going, why is he that? Huh.
Yeah, he
I'm
gives.
gonna have to go back and rewatch it.
He gives like it's like a smirk.
Okay.
Sergio, hey Kristian and Kris, longtime fan. Would love to see you promote our show with the guys from Kind of Funny. They had Felicia Day on for her Kickstarter. You know, I should reach out to is Nick still over there? Do you know PLD? No, we have to see. I mean, I might have to reach. You know, I'm gonna have to reach out to a lot of people. I'm gonna get on with Craig, and we're gonna go over like a full list of the people that I'm gonna reach out to. Not everybody's gonna say yes, but I'll reach out to as many people as I can. But that's a good idea, by the way. I'm probably, again, as I leaned on all of you guys for ideas and things, I'm going to lean on you again to places that you think I should go on and promote and stuff too. Steve Scuba, Godzilla's Minus Zero featurette looks incredible. Yeah, I haven't watched a damn thing. I haven't watched a trailer. I've watched nothing. I'm already in. Did you see the first one?
I did. I loved it.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Sean McCabe, very happy to be part of the big crew. Kristian, beyond excited for you and the team getting Kickstarter going. Thank you, Sean. One of the biggest supporters we have. I am behind you 110. I know you do. Whatever you need, I'm your man for life. Much love, everyone. He's the coolest. I had pizza with him and Ed when they were in my side of town, and they were over here, and we sat down. We had some pizza, and Kris, it took everything in me today to not go to that pizza place. It took everything in me today because I'm because as we're getting ready for the show, I'm really trying more so. Like I'm going to the gym as much as I have been, but my diet has been very strict. But tomorrow, I'm like, do it tomorrow. Get one big cheat meal, get a pie tomorrow, bring it home for the family. Don't do it today. Fighting it because it's so good. It's so good. Go Pal. Have you heard Kevin Pollak telling the Lieutenant Weinberg story on Rich Eisen show, I think. No, which was it the one? Was it from Few Good Men? The Jack Nicholson story? I think I have. But the reason he brings that up is that Andew Fried, our director, I'm proud to say now, Kris, before you jumped in, he told a story about his son. He was the short story of it is, and everybody should go back and listen to the story if you didn't hear it. It's in the beginning of the show. But the short story of it is that he was they had this gathering at his house, and Kevin Pollak was there, and they were doing this thing, and his son, who's 11 years old, started taking this ball and trying to chucking it across the way over the pool to try to get it all the way into the hoop. And Kevin Pollak saw him doing it. He's like, I'll give you five shots. And if you get it, I'll give you $20. But if you miss, you got to give me 5. So he misses all of them. And then he goes upstairs, gets the $5, and he gives it to him. And Kevin Pollak goes, this is important that I take this from you. And he's like, I understand. I get it. So then the party goes on, and Kevin Pollak says, hey, come here. Let's do it again. You do 5, I'll give you 20. You miss it, you give me 5. So kid throws it up there, and then he goes to get, he throws it, one goes right in the pool. He goes to get it in the pool. The poor kid falls in the pool and gets it, and he feels terrible. He's looking, takes his shirt off, goes back, goes all the way back, throws it, gets it in one swoosh, right? And then he goes up to Kevin Pollak and he goes, and Kevin Pollak gives him the $20 and he goes, this is important that I take this from you, right? And so this is just a great story. If you want to see like the full long story of Andrew telling, it's in the beginning, but it's it's a great story. Andrew's got great stories. All right, Dust Wayne. So the GTA 6 trailer is later today on Netflix. Really? Yes. They're releasing it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Rockstar tweeted that people can react to it. It's roughly 26 minutes if you want to react to it. Just thought it'd be a good way to get eyes on the Kickstarter and promote. That is a fantastic idea. When is that?
Smart.
When is it? Dust Wayne, look at you. I'll 100% do that. When does that drop? What time? Do we know?
Sure. Let
me know. That's a great idea, Dust Wayne. Yeah. Hell yeah. Great job. What a great donation that was for information. That's from the spit take. That's good. Michael D. Rip to the go, Peter Cullen. I'm telling you. Till all are one. But happy for your announcement regarding trending. Congrats, mate. Can't wait to watch it unfold. We're pumped. I hope everybody, listen, I hope everybody gets excited. I hope everybody's on board for this and everybody makes it happen. Because we were talking about it. Kris, have you been paying attention to like the Guild story?
The Guild story.
Do you know what the Guild? You know what the Guild is with Felicia Day?
The Felicia Day show? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what they did?
No.
So the other day, or not the other day, but they ran a campaign to bring a Guild movie back.
Okay, yeah. She was promoting stuff around Comic-Con, I believe, too.
Sure. 1.5 million is what they were looking to raise.
Dang.
They hit it in day one. They raised almost $7 million.
Holy butts. Okay.
Yeah. So my point is, and it's funny too, because I bring this up, like I brought it up yesterday, and to people I love, I brought this, and people who are very supportive of everything we're doing, and I brought this up to them. I said, look what they did in the time that they did it. And two people who I love go, yeah, but that's Felicia Day. I'm like, that's not the point. I'm like, the point is that you can get from our smaller goal, that if we overperform, and shit, if we really, and the other side is what they don't understand is, this is another reason why I tell people that we're trying to get to like that 5,000 followers before we launch. When Kickstarter sees that in their algorithm, that people are already excited for this thing, they push it to the front.
Yep.
So even if you're like, you know what, I can't contribute to this thing, you contribute by following it, because you help push us towards the front of the page. And what if we become that story of like, hey, this was a small thing. What if we fund the whole damn series? You know, like that's also something that's possible. And look, and now that you know who's involved with Andew Fried and the things that he's done, like where that dollar is going to go, hopefully that gets people excited as well. Joey Pedras, happy early birthday, Kris. Yes, 100%. Yeah, and this follows this up. I just want to support Kris and happy birthday. Thank you, James.
Whoa, James, thank you for that very generous donation.
That was huge. That was huge. And let's see if James Wheeler following us on Kickstarter. I won't be able to find that out, but I'm just asking. 677 right now. 677, Kris. Almost at 700. Almost at 700. And and again, throw in any questions regarding the Kickstarter, regarding the pilot, anything that you want. That does not have to be the super chat. PLD will highlight them in the chat, so I'll get to them. So you can do that now, and I will answer. So anything, and I'm sure, you know what? Let's see if Sam's got one. I'm sure she already has one. Probably if PLD didn't highlight it already, but Sam's got to have one. Yoshimitsu, happy birthday to Kris. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Go, pal. So sad that Cullen's time in the light has ended. I know. Yoshimitsu, I was already planning to support Kickstarter. The news that one of the producers of Welcome to Wrexham is directing as my partner on board too. I love that. I love that. You know what? I'm going to screenshot. I'm screenshotting that right now, Yoshimitsu, and I am sending that to Fried. I'm going to do that right now. I'm literally texting him as. Here you go. Perfect. Okay, so Luke told me that that 3 o'clock. When's our live stream, PLD? 2:30?
I think you guys are 2:30, yeah.
Farts. I'll probably have to do it after. I can do it afterwards. I'll do it right afterwards. It's fine. Optimus Prime was one of my favorite toys as a kid. He sadly lost a leg when my best friend threw him off my bunk beds when we were playing one day. He says, go, pal. Yeah, and those toys were like the old school ones from like the 80s. Those things were like weapons. Those things were heavy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If one of your friends yeeted that at you, whoo.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kristian Unpronounceable. Where did my politics start? Freedom is the right. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The Josie 75, 10 Jules hiding. Thank you so much. The Little Yankee. Great to hear from our director Andew Fried. # trending. Happy birthday in advance, Lady Carr. Such happy news. Help balancing out 3 legends. Yeah, I mean, I hope that does something, right? The fact that. This is one of the things I've tried to do here today, but with the announcement of Andrew too, is because I want people to know, like, and this is the thing that I tried to tell people in general when I was making this thing, is that I don't want to just make a thing to make it. I want to try to make something that everybody is proud of, and by assembling. And the first thing I did was go out to Martini, and she's like brilliant, and she's super funny. And people were introduced to her, like, I think last month. But then by having Andrew on there, you just say, oh, well, this is like and as I said in the interview, Andrew has literally done TV shows with every network. And has access to at least agents of people to say, hey, listen, can so-and-so read this? Can so-and-so take a look at this? Doesn't mean that we'll get them, but it means we can get it to them. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you again. Mr. Black Mono, 10 Jules hiding. Thank you, sir. Mitch Mack, 77, ranked as 80s fantasy animation trilogy. Black Cauldron, Secret and Nim. I didn't even realize. Oh, wait, you're saying in order? So Secret and Nim, yeah. Right? Secret and Nim didn't have a sequel. Fire and Ice. I usually include Dark Crystal. Happy birthday. Which one's Fire and Ice?
I was gonna say I've never seen Fire and Ice.
Let's include Dark Crystal because I think we know that one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know Fire and Ice. So let's do Black Cauldron, Secret and Nim, and Dark Crystal. For me, I would go Secret of Nim, Black Cauldron, Dark Crystal. But
I would reverse it.
I could also reverse it.
Yeah.
I think that might be a nostalgia thing. I don't really remember Black Cauldron that well. I just remember really loving it. I remember Dark Crystal a little bit more.
Yeah. I watched that movie
Skeksis.
so often.
Yeah.
And Secret of Nim just terrified me as a kid.
It is. It's I love that one. Nicodemus.
It's so
Love it.
good. Oh my
So
God.
good.
But it's so spooky.
It is. Totally.
Ooh.
25 hours a day, 8 days a week. Our show better have a "Did you shit in there" outro. I mean, at some point, right? Absolutely. Did you see the photo? Well, we don't have. We unfortunately had to delete some of the photos, but did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Joey Moda did such a great job with the photos. I got to go through the rest of them too. That TF apology tour is going to mean more now. Oh, the Transformers apology tour is going to mean more. That's true. Michael D. Absolutely. Dennis F. Hoffman, conversation with Andrew got me pumped. I love that. Would love more combos like that. My favorite part of the channel has become combos around our show. I'd love to know how Greg got more involved in his role. Greg will absolutely be on the show, and we'll be doing interviews about it too. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. But yes, I got to set that up. I think he's going to be on. I'll probably, you know what? I should have him on before the campaign launches, and then we'll probably on again. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Greg Alba from Real Rejects is on as a producer on the show as well. He's going to be promoting it during the campaign on the Real Rejects channel. I did an interview with him over the last weekend, and then we also watched Howard the Duck, and that will come out during the campaign itself. Lil Yankee, I was going to skip Transformers, the movie's 40th anniversary Fathom event next month for Endgame Encore. Now I can't skip it with Cullen Gunn. That's definitely gonna boost sales in that movie. I think rightfully
Absolutely.
so. Yeah. Go pal. George Lazenby is Australian. Oh,
George Lazenby lied about everything to get his part. Everything. He lied about all of his previous acting experience. He was such an Australian stereotype.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay.
That's hilarious. Go pal. Also, Bronson is Irish, and they'd be really mad if you call them British.
I did say the UK.
That's true.
I want to be clear. I said they wanted people from the UK, and I guess the Irish would be very angry with me.
Yeah. JC33, bring back the Wild Man Schmodown Wild Bears. I don't think that Makuga. Well, Makuga never studied, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But Makuga, I just don't think he'd be able to. Like I said, he's family man. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't like a lot of people. You're gonna want a lot of people back, but not everybody's gonna be able to come back. The Lil Yankee got meetings to attend. Can't make the member stream later. Expressing support now. Hope I can make your next voice intro class, Chris. Please do.
Oh, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Again, another intro class will happen next year. But if any of you ever want to work with me one-on-one, I also do that as well.
There you go. Yoshimitsu. I would love to see Chris and Winston doing reactions together. They have such a good vibe and shared sense of humor, like Kristian and Sam. Yeah, if we can find a way to do like a setup, and whether it's at Chris's place or whatever it may be, and we can make that work, we'll start to discuss. Dill the Pickle. Venus and Paul's. Okay, perfect. 1,000 jewels loot box to Dill the Pickle. Thank you, sir. And then Ron H. Sorry I'm late, folks. Where you been? Just had a therapist session. And if you think a character like Ron H. does not have a therapist, then you were wacko. Anyway, Chris, you watch Hollywood yet?
No.
LOL. Watch it with Amy. How even? Oh, PLD, can you get out of the Discord? They started to make memes out of that picture with Martini hitting you with the flip flop, and one of them is a Hollywood one. Can you find that one? It's in the general theme, and tell me, and just showcase it when you see it. It's actually really funny. Ron H, me and Roni off to Ottawa. Get that weed, baby. There you go. Optimus Climb. Some support and RP to Peter Cullen. Thank you so much. Jared, if you want to watch a bonkers trailer, the movie's called Sacrifice, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Evans. I don't know what that is.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's see. Harv's K, add an anime category in Schmodown, and Chris should be able to crush it.
I don't know.
I think
animation.
animation. I think
animation is more my thing, and then
Yeah.
anime. I still have so many big areas of just like I did not see that.
Yeah.
If you watched me and Winston's episodes last week, I disappointed him so much
Right.
with some of the things I haven't seen.
Yoshimitsu, Kaiser managing Chris with Smets as a mentor rival. Smets will probably be in the tournament.
That's true.
Yeah, the G-Man. Congratulations, Chris, on the tournament invite. There you go.
Thank you.
Ron H. Team DeSleepo. Go get him, Chris. Johnny Patrice, any chance Chris Jericho will be in the 16-man? Never say never. Ron H. Autobots, roll out. R.I.P. Ron H. Drove around my old college campus today. All those people looking to the future with hope. Fook you all. The world gets so much harder. Enjoy your times, you doom fucks. Just kidding. Watch films. Okay. Tell him, Ron. Ron's going nuts. Fast Eddie. If we want a live event, is it tough to root for day one filled if we want KO Smets on day 3? Or is it the live event, the finals with IG's undercard? No, listen. The thing is, I would not plan. What I wouldn't do is hold out for the live event. And I'll tell you why. Because there's a good possibility that if and I'm not promising this, I'm just telling you, I know myself, that there's a good possibility that if we hit day 1, and the other side of the one I wanted to show today was Andew Fried is he was the one who brought up we should do it in Vegas, a major Schmodown fan. We'll figure out a way to do a tournament. My point is, if we get to a finale, and let's say it's Kalinowski versus Roca in the, or not Kalinowski, I can't use him in this. Let's say it's Andreyko versus Roca in the finale, and that's a live event. There needs to be an undercard. It opens up an IG thing though too. So I would still day 1. Don't hold out for the live event. Hold out for if you can do day 1, do day 1, because again, day 1 is going to push us. If we hit the goal right away in day 1 and we get that tournament, that's going to also catapult us into being able to do a lot more for this show. So yeah, and then or is the live event the finals with IG? I literally just said that. So that could be absolutely the possibility. Kristian, oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that. So funny, right? Isn't that great?
That's great.
So good. Okay, Eric Kirby. Kristian, I don't know if I still talk with them. Trying to reach out to Corey Coleman. Oh, I do. Double toasted David D. Smalling. I've absolutely, they'll be on my list. And Corey's always been supportive. And so is Martin. They're both great. I would absolutely 100% reach out to them. I love those guys. Ron H., if I win the lottery jackpot, I'm buying a spot on the tournament. I don't know if you can do that. As a knight of Finstock, I shall fart in your general direction for the Finstock. Well, I'll tell you what, you'll probably be able to go to the tournament. Christopher, too. Fun random question. If you had the opportunity to have Charlie Sheen on your show for whatever role, would you take the risk opportunity? I'm not going to tell you that I didn't pitch him for a role to Andrew. I'm not going to tell you that conversation didn't happen. Obi-Wan Kenobi, can't wait to donate for our show. Also, someone said Kris and Smets as her Mickey/coach pairing would be so fun. Wonder what he thinks of all this. Smets actually, this is what I tried to tell Mike, because Smets ain't prepared for, he's not in fighting shape right now. He sent me, he was like, this is me and Mike if you put us in the ring right now. And he did an old picture of grumpy old men fighting in the snow. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Here we go. This is the first one. Where's more of these? I'm gonna highlight all of them. So just bring them up. Narish Kanan, 1925. Hey, Kristian, question related to the pilot. What's the starting price for donation? So Craig brought this up yesterday. $5 is basically just if you want to support the show. And then I think it starts at 25 as far as with the tiers and the benefits and all that stuff. There'll be more, and Craig is consistently updating them. And what I've been telling everybody is this is another reason why. I mean, look, ideally, I could say I would love to hit 13,000 people following us before we run the campaign in 3 weeks. I would love that, because those 13,000 people would be like, hey, if all of you guys put in $25, we make the show exactly how we want to make it. If we get more than that, then we continue. We as Andrew was saying, we go after even people that we didn't think we could go after because we didn't have it on the budget. We go after crew that we didn't think we could go after because we didn't have the budget. People that could shoot this thing, all that stuff. So we're starting at $5. Look at this. It's a big one, Kris.
Dang.
Hello, Kris and Kristian. Thank you, Gio. Hope you're having a great day. I just want to say, Kristian, thank you for the more than 10 years content and laughs. 2 years ago, my wife and I had a daughter, and you've been a constant source of comfort in the crazy long nights. This is what I was talking about with Andrew when I was talking about them. It's like stuff like this that I still can't comprehend all the way to. I'm so appreciative of it because it's just so nice and kind. And I love that, the stupidity and stuff that I do that can bring a smile to your face. And I really appreciate that, Gio. And I'm so happy to hear that you guys had a daughter and that all is well. And that's very nice. And he doesn't stop here. He goes again. It's very kind, Gio.
Dang.
Also, congrats on the Kickstarter. I will support everything that I have and hoping for your success. Happy birthday, Kris. I'm
Thank
going to not get a
you.
tear in my eye. I'm not doing it. But I'm going to tell you, thank you. Again, this is like yesterday, Gio, I posted like even to see like, okay, look, I wasn't even going to post on X. I was like, I don't know. I don't really post there too much. And what's his name? Ed Harold goes, you got to post more on X. You're following there. You should let people know. And the post for the Kickstarter has over 35,000 views. And,
Dang.
people have been retweeting it. And by the way, if you haven't done that, it's pinned to the Kristian Harloff Show Twitter. If you haven't retweeted it, please do. But Gio, that's so kind. I'm looking forward to it. And I want you guys, and please, when I launch, because this is the other thing that Craig was saying too, we can update tiers while and if there's things like, oh man, there's so many great things here. Oh, I'm right there. I'm almost there to donate. But if you offered this, and if it's feasible, then we'll offer it. This is the best. What a nice comment into this. If I juggle my balls, do I get 20? Please. Thank you, Ron H. There you go. I don't know what that means. You get 20 what? Oh, I know what he's saying. Never mind. James Wheeler, you asked earlier if I was following on the Kickstarter. I am. Thank you, James. I figured you were. Dill the Pickle. Jiggle them for me, Ron, and I'll cash app you. I got you, brother. 20 is 20. These people. I love it. B-Swag Gonzalez. Longtime follower and the first super chatter. F that blue fairy. Happy birthday, Kris. Oh, by the way, thank you, B-Swag. The Schmodown Vault, which yesterday I was so busy with everything too. I dropped the ball on it. I'm going to release 2 episodes today. I'm going to release the match, the tournament match was supposed to be on. I think it's Ellis versus Makuga, and then today is another match. So I'll get them both up today, and I'll schedule them out. So don't worry. But yeah, thank you so much for that, B-Swag. I'm glad that you could be here. Appreciate it. Dill the Pickle puts in 5 memberships. Thank you.
Whoa.
Where's Sam? I haven't seen Sam's question yet. Do you have a question in there, PLD? No? Poor. Come on, Sam. Kristian Unpronounceable. Kristian, have you approached new rock stars about promoting you? I don't know those guys that well. I mean, I could probably ask Greg to make the reach for me. But I think that that's one of the things I'll probably do is see if Greg will make some of the intros for me. Maybe go on with Greg, which I think is a good idea as well. Gopal, calling the Republic of Ireland the UK would make them even more mad.
Fair.
That's fair. Yeah. You sure we don't have to kick someone to start things? What if I want to kick someone for you? And trending, of course. No kicking. Don't kick. Just be part. Ron, are you following us, Ron? I don't know. Let's see where we're at right now, Kris. So like I said, what did I say? I wanted to get to 700.
At least on here. But then the goal by the end of the day is 1,000.
1,000 by the end of the year. Right now we're at 679 right now.
Okay.
679 currently, and we still have some things. And again, you want to keep us on the air right now. We still have another, almost half an hour. You guys can ask questions about the show, about Freed, about anything, about the tournament, anything you want. But you got to put it out there now, and otherwise we're going to sign off. Okay, let's see. Ron H. Wizards 77 is awesome. Check it out. I don't know if I know that one.
I haven't seen
Malenko, I'm clueless to how production stuff works. To which she says, what work have you done already? Like, have you scouted locations or thought about wardrobe, or does that come after you get funding? Great question. Look, for me, I'm thinking about, I'm like, what about this person not casting, this person, this, or what do we do this? And I'm always kind of met with, hey, great, keep it in mind, but we got to find this first. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. As far as the production stuff goes, yes, there's ideas as far as like for Martini's character, we already know like one of the locations for like where she lives. We already have that, right? There's other things that we have in mind, but that goes into the boardwalk pictures aspect of it. And it's okay. Day one, let's say we raise the goal in day one and we know we're making a show no matter what. And we don't know how much yet because we'll have another, 30 days or whatnot to raise the rest of it. But we know we're making a show. The boardwalk's going to kick into 350 miles an hour and say, okay, now we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Wardrobe, yes, we've been talking about it, but we're going to bring in, but that's going off of Andrew's point, right? Let's say that we get the 16-person tournament, and let's say we overperform. Let's say we do a Felicia day. We hit a ×3 of what we're going for. Well, then Andrew can say, here's the list of costume designers that we wanted. We didn't think that they were feasible. Now they're more than feasible. Who do we want? That's so yes, the idea has been out there, and we know kind of how they dress. Well, we know how they dress, but it's not very different from me. That's why I've been wearing a lot of the black t-shirts. He wears a lot of black t-shirts. Dark Smirk. Favorite Sam reaction moment? Endgame is mine. Oh, the Spider-Man one is pretty good. Spider-Man's pretty good. I think for PLD it's probably Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Revenge of the Sith is pretty good. Did she just say Leia? It was really good. She lost her mind. Dark Smirk, thank you. Kristian Unpronounceable gifted 5 memberships.
Nice.
So Kristian just donated those memberships, and in an hour from now, we're going to be doing a live stream. Hopefully, if you got gifted that membership, you'll join us on the live stream. New member from Vic Dude. Kristian, what's your relationship status with Martini on the show? As far as characters go, Johnny, she's my ex-wife on the show. They've been estranged. I'm gonna actually, one of the things that I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'll put it up there today, but I'm gonna send to Craig soon, is the backstory. And I can say the backstory at this point now too. That's the other thing, is that I've had handcuffs of what I've been able to talk about. Now I can talk a little bit more. The backstory is essentially that my character has been he was like the top of his game in stand-up comedy in like the mid 2000s, and he was like the guy that was getting like the potential deals and studio deals and all that. And he was like a comedian, but he was arrogant, stepped over his own shit, but he just certain things. And I don't know if I saw this interview with Patrice O'Neill one time, and it was a few people. They went into Lorne Michaels' office, and they wanted them all to audition, but no comedian wanted to do it. Those comedians, they didn't want to do it. It was on Saturday Night Live. So they asked him in 2005 to, and again, this is all the backstory, and they want him to audition for it. And he doesn't want to audition for it. He's like, I'm not auditioning for that shit. I don't want to be in Saturday Night Live. And they're like, well, will you perform at the 30-year anniversary? He's like, I'll do that. And he performs at the party for the thing, and he does well. But while he's there, he meets one of the cast members who she can't get her stuff on the air for nothing. Like, she tries, you know how political that is. She can't get her sketches on. They hit it off. They have a whirlwind kind of relationship. They wind up getting married, and after being together for a year. But while they get together, their careers just start even taking up more. He starts selling out venues, doing all these things. They're like, she's getting all their sketches on. She's a character that catches on, and for 2 years they're together, but their relationship starts going to the shits, but their careers are taking off. She basically thinks that, hey, I'm on Saturday Night Live. I'm big deal. And she got offered a movie to shoot this movie in Hawaii. And she tells them, hey, I'm leaving. They go, the fuck you are? You should be gone for 4 months. What are you talking about? You're in the middle of a season. Do it during the summer. And she leaves. She takes off. And at the same time, he is, just drinking, fucking up, doing everything wrong, like the relationship's in the shits. And she's like, hey, I basically got you a role in this movie. Let's work on our marriage. Come to Hawaii. But you missed 3 of these meetings. You've missed another one. It's not going to happen. Come to the meeting. They'll give you the part, and that's it. And then we'll work on this stuff. And he goes, sure. And he doesn't show up. And so our story takes place 20 years later. So that's where it starts. So there you go. I think that's the most PLD I've given on it so far. Do I have Bobby Lee's phone number? That podcast. I have Andrew Santino's. I mean, I'll reach out to Santino. Ron H. All these super chats while driving. Ron Tech rules. So no, that's good. I love that. That's great. That's their backstory. I love that. That was amazing. That was cool. If I tell a story, you think it's a real story, then I'm doing something right, I guess.
Yeah.
Ron H. All these super chats. We did that. Okay. DL Rush Hour. Who would be your favorite to win the tourney? Bibbs, Irwin. I don't know who's in it. I can't even say. I don't know who's in it because you can say, all right, listen, if Sam's in it, I mean, how you not pick Sam, right? Because there's no world that if Sam Levine, and especially if Fried's involved, there's no world that Sam's not going to A, want to be in it, and B, study his ass off. And when he did, that's when he was the best. So yeah. Dill the Pickle. Kristian, all the good will you have put out over the years is going to come back tenfold, and you deserve me. You have so many support. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was very kind. And I hope that you guys are proud of it. Scott Edelman, will there be a manager's faction like Swag, Quirky Mercs, Finstock Exchange with the tournament? A manager, I mean, I don't know yet. It's got to happen first. But I mean, look, if you guys make it happen, like I'll put the effort into it for sure. Okay, let's see. Next one, and that is Unheard Sirens Incorporated. I don't believe Smets and Kalinowski for a second when they say they wouldn't come back to the Shimoda. Well, no. Neither one of them said they wouldn't come back. Neither one of them said they wouldn't. If the 16-person tournament happens, they're going to do it. Oh, I'm with you. They didn't say they weren't going to do it. They said they weren't prepared to do it. But did you see the peril that Mike was in when I brought that up? Because Mike knows that he wouldn't be able to say no. Mike knows. PLD, come on the screen for a second. Can you imagine that if we did that tournament and all the hype was around it and Mike said no, do you know how badly Mike would be kicking himself in the ass?
Oh, he would be so in trouble with everybody, first of all, and then he would regret it 110%. And let me tell you, as a trained 911 professional, I was actually very scared for his rising heart levels.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Josh 6 for trending. Is there a connection to Abbott Elementary that you've seen to Tease in the past? I can't say anything about that yet. Mr. I crap and shits. Happy early birthday, Chris. I know it's logistically hard to do, but a Chris and Sam reaction to something would be awesome. Have a great day. I know. I mean, well, are you and Logan coming to New York anytime soon?
I want to. We can make it happen, though. We can make it. I'm not doing my Christmas thing like I usually do. Otherwise, I'd be bugging the shit out of you.
Right.
Because usually me and my mom meet up there instead of going to Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we go, I'll let you know, and then we can just batch a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. 100. PLD, I see a bunch of stuff you didn't store. Come on. Bunch of stuff. Come on, man. I just started. We didn't miss anything, did we? Just want to make sure that we didn't hold on. Let's see. I'm starring all this stuff because my great producer, son of a bitch. Okay, let's see. Next one after that is wedding is 9/4. Happy. That's amazing. Congratulations. Any marriage advice from both of you? Listen. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And your wedding is a day, right? It's a party. Your marriage is what you're in it for. So don't sweat the small stuff when it comes to it. Try to make it about the two of you as much as possible. But remember, a wedding is mostly for the people you invite. Your marriage is for you guys.
I agree. Armada, Kate Mulligan managing Chris for that would be a great pair. Have you ever met Mulligan?
I haven't. I think we did. Was Kate in the stand-up group?
She was. I mean, she performed in one of them. I don't know if she was there for that one.
Because I was going to say.
She's probably there. She's probably there. But you guys would fit. You guys would be perfect. But she's in Chicago now and full on teacher mode and everything. It'd probably be hard to get her. But never say never. Like I said, Sell X23. Make sure you guys share the Kickstarter in any socials. You never know how many of your friends would be interested. Much love, HP. I am. Please, and I think he's talking to everybody, but it's true. Please share that and let people know. Please. Walker, I stepped away and I thought you were talking about an actual couple. That sounds amazing. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is that look? I know the whole thing. I know why he was kicked out of. I know why he was kicked out of the Comedy Store. I know why he was kicked out of these other things of what he did and the problems that he got himself into. I know what she did and know the roles that she went down and the places that went, the fact that she had there was a producer who was involved in the promotion of their movie, and maybe something happens with that producer and her after they split up. So there's so much backstory with them leading into where we start them off of when you guys first meet them when it starts. Ron H, my odyssey has been to get the Kristian Harloff Show, even Roku to watch Hollywood, free on YouTube in only 30 minutes. Come on, you can spare 30 minutes and get high. Moises Gutierrez, I think you need a video on your Instagram and TikTok about the back history of the show to help you promote. Yeah, that's coming. 100%. And that's going to be in the that will be in the Kickstarter, in the campaign and all that, and a little bit more. 100%. JLM, is there a rights or trademark issue using SL? 100%. We absolutely may have to change it to another sketch show unless we get lucky and maybe it goes on Peacock or something, or we have to change it. But the idea is you're going to understand it's a show like Saturday Night Live. I pitch it that way because right now I can until I can't, That's great, Justin. I'm glad that it did. So the backstory for the pilot characters, yes. Does your character have a friend that gets him in trouble like jail because of out of trouble, you mean, Joseph Ashley? So I do have a best friend character in the show who is like the anchor of keeps me sane or keeps me going or keeps me he's kept me as relevant as I can be when the show starts. I could picture the show having the tone of Louis or that show Baskets with Zach Zior. I could see it more than the tone of Sunny, which is the closest vibe, if any. Actually, farther away from those. Maybe close. No, I would say more so in the vein of like The Bear meets Hacks with like a sprinkle of Californication. That's what I've been saying.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Joseph Asher, do you think you can get a fake Jimmy Kimmel talk show as a goal to do stand-up on TV? You can get a fake Jimmy Kimmel talk show. I don't. Do you know what he means there? Can you get a fake Jimmy Kimmel?
Have your character have
like to do a
late night thing?
So he's not doing stand-up anymore when the show starts. Okay. He's like an old broken down fighter who is just hanging on by podcasting. And he doesn't he hasn't gone on stage in a long time. Our chances that Merle comes back. I mean, I'm going to ask him. He's one of those. There are going to be people that I'm going to have to explain to the audience if they're not in it that they're why, right? And there might be because Dan's like, I don't want to do that right now, and it's possible. That's I could possibly see Dan doing that. I haven't spoken. The only person I've really spoken, well, outside of Kris Carr, who just said yes, I heard from Mark Andreyko when I posted, but I haven't reached out to anybody yet because I don't want to do that, and then we don't do a tournament. Red carpet talk. There's Sam. Pilot question. I'm blanking on potential entertainment podcast for pilot promotion. I know Rocha seems to often throw shade at the Ringer, but a mere appearance on Ringers versus House of Art. Well, I don't think there's many people Rocha doesn't throw shade at, but I think that for me, I would be up. I'd be up for the Ringer for sure. Yeah, I don't know, but it's true. Why do these guys speak about Schmoedown like it was a traumatic experience? Well, Casey, it's not the traumatic aspect of it. It's like people don't realize it until you're in it. And if you were in it, you'd understand. It's like, oh, it's just movie trivia. It drove me nuts. It's like when you watch the spelling bee on ESPN and you're like, whoa, the preparation, there's a reason why it's on ESPN. It's like a mental sport. This became a mental sport in the way that they prepped for it and the stress that went into it and everything too. Like they were like constantly, they weren't watching movies the way that you and I watch movies. They were watching it in like paying attention to every little detail going, oh, that might be a thing that they asked me. That might be a thing that they asked me. That could be the thing that they asked me.
Can I tell you that before I started writing questions, Ben Bateman would call me at 3 a.m, looking for like incident, like try to pepper me with questions and like scrimmage matches and stuff out of nowhere.
Right.
They were intense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So Abernathy would rather it be tied to the View as well, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. Carlton Banks, Kristian, do you believe Matt Reeves gets a Batman Part 3 with any spinoff shows? Let's see how it does in the box office. And I think that's another Paramount question of like, if that movie makes $800-900 million, Paramount's going to, where's the third one? Yeah. Joseph Ashley, do you think the 16 players can bring their own specialty slice for Schmoedown Rule? No, but they'll be able to pick a preference for sure. It needs to be Winston and Kris team up. I think if Kris is a baby face, then yes. If she's a heel, then no. Yeah. El Baba Yaga, that's the best picture ever. 5 Jules treat. Armada, I need Finstock, Kaiser, and Kate to come back. I think we can get at least 2 of them. For sure. Please tell me the thespian himself, Mr. Cook, has a role in the show. The only people who have roles in the show stamped down 100% right now are me and Martini. That's it. That's not to say that there's not more. Like that's what I'm waiting to see when it comes to day one. How are we going to do? Who can we make offers to? What can we do? We go to I promise you, we go to series, and I'm going to find a way for Mike to be in it. I love Mike.
First off, real quick, and throw in there, Kaiser's also probably waiting out your door to get a chance.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is, 100%.
But also, we missed one. I guess Johnny Batriza.
I've been begging Kristian to watch Fire and Ice. I don't know what that is.
Isn't that anime thing we were talking about earlier?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those fantasy animations.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. That Demon Slayer, it ruined it.
Oh, it's not an anime. I mean, it's like an animated from the 80s, I want to say. Let me Fire and Ice.
Ramjan Delving, would your kids be part of the show, especially the little one? Probably not. And one of the things too, there is a role for, the character in the show is 15 years old, 15, 16. But we got to see what the rules are as far as casting and things to choose. So we got to see. Abernathy, would it be too much to have Winston dress? Yeah, probably a little bit too much. Probably too much. Sean McCabe, I offer my son as your ward for the opportunity to compete in the Schmodown. That's hilarious. Yeah, listen, first of all, I love how people are getting excited about it. But remember, we don't have anything yet until we hit that goal. We got nothing. And then by day 3, if we hit it, or day 1, if we hit it, day 2, you guys can start bombarding me with this kind of shit of going, hey, I want this now, because it's going to be factual. It's going to happen. But we don't know yet. Yoshimatsu, 10 Jules floating heart. Thank you. 10 Jules thumbs up. Thank you. Roxy's going to die if you don't put her in there, Carla. I listen, I understand. I get it. But as you saw today in the beginning of the show, I am not the only one making decisions. You know what I mean? And it's like, everything has to fit together. I am 100% going to get her. There's a role in general that I want her to read for. There's a role that I think that she would be perfect for, but everybody's going to be on the same page with it. And then, like I said, there's also something that I know that she could do in the series itself. Will there be a PLD cameo in the show? I don't know if PLD can get to LA, but you never know. You never know. Yeah. Night Fox, you should reach out to Van Latham for the Ringers competitor for the tournament. He has a vast amount of movie knowledge. Well, I think for the first, we did like an actual tournament the first time around. We probably have to do like, I know Kris Carr, right? I don't know Van. And I don't know how, if I can rely on him. I don't know if he's going to commit to, competing for the whole time and all that too. I'm going to go to the people that I know first and bring back the old faithful for the most part. The only reason Kris has become a part of the crew, she just is going to be new to the Schmodown. She won't be new to you guys. You know what I mean? I think, one more quick reminder question on the Kickstarter goal is 250K, 350K. Good question, because the reason that you're asking, because if you do the math, and I say 13,000 people at 25, I think it comes out to like 330K or whatever it might be. So ideally, like 350 would be good, because remember, no matter what we get, 5% of it comes out. Kickstarter percentage comes out for Craig, and then you got a little more than 5% on Kickstarter. So you're activated on that. The reason we set it at 250 is because what we all said inside of our production meetings leading up to it was, okay, let's say we raise the bare minimum. Like, what is the bare minimum that we can make a show? Bare bones, cutting costs, calling in favors, not getting, everything that we need and having to cut things. What is that? That number is just around 200K. You'll get an iPhone kind of, I'm exaggerating, but like a good quality looking show, but not to the extent, but it'll be a show. We'll make a show. The budget of the 350 and a little over is, this is what we can do. This is probably what we can make. Anything over that is when we start to go, all right, now we can get comfortable. We can make an offer to so-and-so. We can do that. We can do that. So that's the idea. And you'll see it. You'll see it on the on the actual Kickstarter too. Please watch Project Hail Mary with Sam, says Atreyu and Artex. Great references. She loves Aliens so much. It's perfect. Also, we will watch Agatha with you. Well, you say that. I don't know about everybody else. As far as Project Hail Mary goes, yeah, I mean, I'd like to. It's just we're trying to get through everything with her. We just did Boba Fett episodes 5 and 6 together, so I got to put that out soon. Atreyu and Artex. Hi, Kris Carr. Love you, girl. There you go.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Let me see if I got everything else. I want to make sure. I think so. Let's see how many people right now. Oh, PLD. Come on, PLD.
Real quick.
Come on, PLD. Come on, PLD.
I was trying to find Salther went in there and didn't show up in streamer. That's why I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
If you pass the goal, are there other actors' chance of getting David? Yeah, there's always, like I said, there's a full list on people that we want to try to get. Like if we have, like, imagine, like if we have, let's say we get real lucky and we raise $700,000, right? And then I say to Andrew, this is what we have. This is what we raised. Okay, great. We're going to tell so-and-so's agent, this is the budget that we have. This is what we're able to offer so-and-so for 2 days of work. And then we make the offer. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get them, but it means you have stuff to play with. Cinematographer that you really wanted. someone that you're like, oh, we couldn't even fathom that, but now you can offer them X amount of dollars to do it for the day, and it's a week and a half shoot, and they'll do it for X amount. That's what comes with it. So every bit goes into, the production and potentially just making it it's like I was watching The Mandalorian, that episode of Mandalorian, and Din is just building off that Naboo cruiser, and he's just adding new things onto it and making it shinier and faster. And that's essentially what we would be doing.
Let me read you Saul's because it's not showing up in StreamYard. Hey, about the plot to the pilot, have you thought about the coincidence that Tom Segura and Christina P are divorcing right now?
Totally. 100%. Yeah. And I absolutely thought of it too, but it was like one of the things where, they were already, I mean, my character and Martini were already like, they've been divorced for years. But yes, 100%. DL Shower. Is Dan or Sam the goat to the Schmodown or someone else? In my opinion, and Sam, earmuffs. No, Dan.
No? Okay.
Nah, Dan's the, who would you say?
It's Andrew. God damn it. Come on.
Yeah, here. But Dan, I mean, come on. Dan,
that performer we had. That's all I had to say. I still say I'll hold true to that.
Yeah, no, Dan was the greatest.
I would say Dan is the most iconic overall. Yes.
I mean, he won the championship, what, 5 times? 5 or 6 times he won the championship. He was the first champion to ever defended 3 times.
Sam was also like Ted Williams. He left for a little while.
He left and he came. Look, his second run was super dominant, and he was and he wasn't planning on slowing down. But the first time he bailed after, I think I don't even know if I think he had one. Did he have a defense? He might have had a defense when he won it. Did he? I don't even know if he had a defense. He might have just, he won it from me, and then did he? Oh no, he did. He defended it against Clark. He defended it twice. That's not true. He defended it against Clark and Rachel, who are really freaking good. He defended it twice, and then he took off. Look, there's an argument to be made for Sam.
He did 100%. Beat Dan at the end in the final match.
Yeah, but then Dan also beat him during the when Dan had just won the triple threat, and then Sam came in for Dan beat him playing twice in one night. So I would say Dan, but I can understand the argument. How many tiers are going to be? That's something that Craig will be building out, Joey. But there being a good amount. Yeah. If you do flashbacks on your show, do you have to shave? I would assume so. There's not going to be one in the pilot right now, but yeah. There was, that's not true. That there was one. There was a scene that started the show that actually took place. Well, I don't want to give it away yet, but there was a scene that took place 15, 20 years ago. But then we thought it would be better for episode 2. Ron H. Kickstarter telling me that my account is under review. They know about me trying to follow. Honestly, I don't want to sign up with Facebook. All right, fair enough. Sell X2. I'm ready for you and Sam to hit the X-Men next. It's coming. That's coming. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Let's see what we're at, Chris. I haven't looked. Where's my? Oh, let's see. We're as of the refresh, I was at 679. Now we are at 687. So almost at 700 before we. Let's go. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Let's see. I'm going down the line here. I'm going through the actual live chat. Josh said in a comment reply, "Sign me up." Wildberry. Where did he say? Where was that? Where did he say that? Not in here, did he? Was Makuga in here? Makuga wasn't in the chat. Okay, let's see. Joseph Ashley, if your characters went to school together, you're getting younger versions. They didn't go to school together. Is that what you're saying? They didn't go to school together. Yeah. So, Kristian, how much writing are you doing on the show each season? I actually can't wait to see the pilot. How much writing are you doing each season? Well, I haven't written any more episodes past episode 1. Full scripts. The seasons, though, I have them mapped out through about seasons. I would say anywhere, but you can stretch it out between 5 and 7 seasons. And those plot lines and outlines from where it goes into where it ends, that I have out, but the actual script I don't have. Because it's like what I don't want to do is have all these scripts and have them all ready and then it's like you're not doing it. Okay, thank you so much. Well, you got to watch the show, Joseph. You got to see. Okay, Virgo. Schmodown needs to come back no matter what. Well, but this is the difference, guys. This is an opportunity here where if we overperform, it's like then we could say one of these things like, look, we have an idea. We're going to find a way to, hold to our promise, no matter what it is. If we hit that day one, we're going to do the 16-person tournament. And 16-person tournament, someone asked me this yesterday because of what I said, how much it takes to run a full season. We don't have that. And we'd have to run a full Kickstarter campaign to fund that if we were going to do that. But a tournament, we can figure out a way to make a tournament, make it special for sure. Okay, let's see. Next one. Sorry. And this is for Sam. Pilot question. Has there been a part of the showrunner process that unexpectedly threw you off guard? Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah. Well, look, this is one of those things too. And I can't even tell you, Kris, how much like the I Play Rocky trailer like inspired me even more so, right? Because it's very similar to where people don't understand, like, because they know me from podcasting, know me from whether they know I used to do comedy or whatever too, but I went to school for theater. I studied acting for a while. I did all that stuff. And people are like, oh, there's a guy just going to start acting out of nowhere. It's like, no. And it's also, I'm not doing 12th Night, right? Like, I'm like, Winston's like in it. He's doing it. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing a character that I can do because I know who he is. I know, there's a lot of aspects of his personality. That's my personality. And there's heightened versions of it that I can do. The process, the thing that threw me off was the leading into, because it really, like anything else, it's all about money and how you get it made. The creative, everybody seems to be on board with and been loving, and I love that. But like I had a conversation with Andrew. Now I can say this, that we went out to dinner and really great because we were running one platform that was not Kickstarter and it was something else, and we were trying to do like kind of a newer thing, and it was just hitting roadblocks. And it was hitting roadblocks and I was getting frustrated because I wanted to do what we're doing right now today. I wanted to do that a year ago, right? Or 7 months ago, whatever. And we just couldn't do it. So I was trying. So Andrew and I had dinner, and he had said to me, he was like, look, the question is, because where we're going right now with this platform, we have to continue the excitement for it. In order to do that, we have to do other things. And the conversation was going like, maybe should we package this thing instead? And then instead of you and Martini being in it, you guys can write it and we'll try to package it. And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, how long is that going to take? Who knows if anybody's going to respond to it? And I'm like, and then I was like, I took for a split second, I took that like almost bend the knee mentality of going, maybe, he's right. Cause he was just presenting options. I was like, maybe they're right. And maybe this is just something that we just do the traditional thing. And then we were walking in the parking lot, and I said to Andrew, and I said, no. He goes, what do you mean? I go, I didn't give my audience a chance. I didn't give myself a chance. And he looks at me, and this is why I knew Andrew was the right guy. He goes, well, then let's do it. And that was it. And we never looked back. And then since that conversation, it wasn't like that. We found Craig, we did everybody else. And that was the rapid kind of conversation in general of what it was. So there you go. Where will the show be shown if you're able to raise it? I think that's going to be there. We'll figure out a way to make sure that everybody, whether we do premieres if we do one in LA, if we do one in New York, we'll make sure everybody who contributes will be able to see it. We'll find a way for sure. You are James Gunn. Your partner is Lindelof. Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean? I think he means Safran. Okay. I think he means Safran.
Safran. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know what he's saying. Would be cool if you did an opening night screening for high tier members. That's in there. That's in there.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's in there. Okay, let's see. So I'm going through. This is hilarious. If I can get Julia Roberts in my show, I wouldn't need you guys. Right? She can get it funded on her own, I think.
Yeah.
Right. If our show goes to a season pickup, would you write each episode or collaborate with other writers or directors? Sorry, it's a question. It wasn't asked, Hector, and it's a great question. I mean, I don't look. Martini and I could do it all, and Martini is a brilliant writer. Brilliant. We wouldn't want to just do it ourselves. We want a writer's room, 100%. Of course. What else? It's the truth. Let's see what else. Joseph Ashley, will Schmoedown shirts be available? Maybe. I don't know. Potential. Yoshimitsu, if Netflix picks up trending and that 16-person tournament is a huge success, would you pitch the Schmoedown on Netflix? They've made a ton of really fun game shows. Don't be surprised if Andrew doesn't already have that in his mind. I wouldn't be surprised. 100%. Because when Andrew was more excited about when I told him I was doing it than I was, and I was excited. But Andrew was excited. Got out of Coyote vs. Acme. I really enjoyed it. That's great. To think WB wanted to shelve this movie for write-off. Wasn't expecting to be crying at the end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. 138 questions so far, Kris. Pretty good.
Whew.
Blaine, I have a legit feasible casting suggestion I'll bring up in the member stream. I know that I can be an eye roll, but if you don't agree, you can tell me to shut my ass. Now, does that person know me well, Kris, or what? So good. Yeah,
That's
please
great.
bring it up. Robert My Burnett should return for the Schmodown. At least Chris's manager. I would love that. That'd be great.
Aw, and me and R&B work really well together.
If you're a heel, R&B.
If I'm a heel, R&B. If I'm a baby face, Winston.
He'd have to bring back the jacket. Bring back the jacket. Yeah. Johnny Patriza, have you spoken to Chris Stuckman, Markiplier, or Felicia Day about their projects? Not yet on any of them. I don't know Markiplier. We tried to get an interview with him when he was promoting his thing, and I think they passed. Felicia Day, I could probably ask Brett if I could try to get her, see if he can make the introduction. And Chris, same thing. When he was promoting his movie, I said, "Hey, come on the show," and he did everybody else's show except mine. But I would love to. I like Chris and I get along really well. I just haven't talked to him in a while. Did you shit in there as a producer sound clip slogan at the end of each clip? Probably not. And I don't, because I think the inside joke, remember, it's not just my production, right? Like Fried and Martini, they wouldn't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, hey, can I put did you shit in there thing? They'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not what, because it's not. Now, that being said, there might be things that happen on my character show that could be, sound bites and stuff. Are we doing beanies for merch for our show? I don't know about beanies, but t-shirts for sure. Josh Six, would other co-hosts on this show have a chance to write the show if it goes to series? Everybody would have an opportunity to do something. Like, that's what I want. You got to be able to spread the love and spread I always appreciate people like loyalty and people who are around and and supportive people. So, and everybody on my team is that. So, is Mark on board with the Schmodown revival? Do you think that I would have announced that without talking to Mark Ellis? But yes, the answer is yes. And the answer is also, I did announce it before talking to Mark Ellis, and then I had to cross my fingers and hope that he said yes, and he did. So let's see. Virgo. Netflix picking that up would be incredible. Oh man, I'm telling you, 100%. Sorry. And Kris, I know we got about 4 minutes for you before you have to run.
Oh, I can stay on a little longer too if you need.
Cool. Yeah. Joshua Gonzalez, do you have any ideas for posters, like stickers that we can put around the city? I mean, yeah, I think that the hashtag trending thing is pretty good. Like, and our show is trending, because I think that works on two different ways. The fact that our show is trending, then what is it? And that's what it is. So, and it's like, and this is again to show you how good Martini is, right? Initially, I had the tagline, Kris, was, what do you do when the worst person for you is the best person for you? Mm-hmm. And that's what was up there. And she said, change it to, what do you do when the worst person for you is the only one who can save you? Because it really shows what the show is, because you could trick people with the first one thinking that it's just a pure like romance. Yeah. And I'm like, I hate that you're right. She was right. No, she's great. That's we were very good back and forth. Okay. Was Sam the worst with challenges? Yes, 100%. Absolutely. Futag Hami Who soundbite. Maybe throw that in there for sure. Yeah, Brett Sheridan is in Felicia Day's movie. Yep, he is. KCG. Kris, any TV or movie recommendations are currently watching?
Ooh, I'm watching right now so much anime. A Sign of Affection, Black Clover, Demons of the Shadow Realm, and Spark of Tomorrow. I fell off of. I need to get back into those. Cool. I'm watching Ted Lasso, and I'm hoping I get more excited about it. It's getting progressively better.
Okay.
But so far I'm not super in love with it. And then surprising little movie I threw on just to see if it was cute. Don't Say Good Luck. Oh my gosh. Just an absolutely, it's a heartbreaking little movie that stars Adam Sandler's daughter.
Oh yes. My wife was watching that on the plane. She starts crying. She goes, I thought I was watching it. She's like, crying. What are you doing? She's like, I'm watching I thought it was an Adam Sandler movie, and it's this thing about it. And she's like, she was telling me things that happen. I'm like, it sounds devastating. She's like, it's really good, but it's just devastating. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh. Boston Lady. Thank you, Boston Lady. Can't wait to donate to the Kickstarter. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Really appreciate it. And speaking of which, guys, 689 people are following the page right now. I just posted again. We just need 11 more by the time the stream ends to get to 700. We can do that. please. I feel like that was subtly a very big piece of information that got floated out there. Ellis being on board. I mean, would anybody really not? How do I do that without Ellis? Got it. I mean, he and I, when we met together on, he came to the pool when I was staying at the hotel, and he and Roxy came by, and we were talking, and I said, hey, listen, I had this idea of what I've been kind of, because this is when Roca teased it to the audience. Well, didn't tease it. He told everybody. I was thinking of the idea. And then I told Roca basically to tease it, and he just gave out the whole thing. And once it was out there, I told Ellis, I said, listen, here's what I'm thinking about doing. He goes, yeah, if we can get this done, if you can get it done in that capacity, let's do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So, I mean, Ellis is, I think I would probably deem him easily. He's my best friend. Like, he's the guy that I would like, you rely on him for anything. He knows he can rely on me. He's stepped up for me in ways that I'm not necessarily have to talk about on air, but like just ways that, like, he's just the best person I think that I've met in my lifetime. Nathan Drake, hasn't really Scott always been hit or miss? Remember Black Rain? Oof, I say this as someone who liked Napoleon. I like Black Rain, but it's also it's a different tone. It was like he was like a 45 or 50-year-old man making that movie back then. It's different. Joseph Ashley, can big balls appear in a box of cereal or chocolate O's? I'm sure you're going to get your character's going to eat cereal. My character actually does eat cereal. My character does actually eat cereal in the. You remember that scene, PLD? But he does. That would actually, that would be hilarious if he. I don't know if I can put his big fat balls on there, but maybe him. That's hilarious. Hopefully, great. Kickstarter helps find Sweeney soap for Mike. Yeah, Armando, you should for sure. That tagline suggestion is a nice tweak. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's see. I didn't know Brett was an inspiring actor. That's the other thing. Brett's not just an inspiring actor. I always said this before. If Brett Sheridan would have had the drive and like the really not drive, that's not fair. The confidence in himself, we would be doing this show from Brett Sheridan's mansion. Brett Sheridan is one of the most talented people as far as acting and comedy that I've ever met, like ever. He's that good. And he just, he's really, really solid. Okay, what else? Are you guys going to do the promotion with Perry? I mean, I'm going to reach out to everybody that I know for sure, 100%. Joseph Vash, I hope Anime appears on Schmodown Wheel. Yeah, it will. He really is. It's true. New member. Thank you. Yeah, Peely.
I'm going to throw it out there. The interesting thing, we haven't talked about this. I'm throwing this out to you. It's like, we don't have to be necessarily beholden to the old Schmodown like rule books we had. We can throw some interesting wild card stuff on there, like we did for the free for all. There's the wild card categories and stuff. We did. PJ had a lot of fun with those, so we can have some fun with those.
Yeah. Song submissions for our show, says Jacob Matthews. I'm an independent musician, would love to get involved. Your energy is contagious and I'm ready to go harder. I love that. I love that. And like I said, Jacob, there's going to be tons of opportunities for everybody to do things. I just don't have any information for me to say like, yeah, we're definitely doing that now. I'm like, this is the exciting part of it too, is to say, what is going to be happening in a month from now? Right? Like on day one, am I going to be like, oh my God, or am I going to be like, holy shit, we did it, and I'm going to start planning out a Schmodown and doing everything too in day one, right? Am I going to be like, oof, we got a long way to go, guys? It's going to, like, I'm on a range of emotions right now trying to figure out what we're going to do, but that's not out of the realm of possibility. Andrew Guy would be awesome to be in the show. I mean, listen, I've said this before. I think Andrew Guy is one of the most talented actors I've ever met in my life. I don't know about PLD, the pilot, is there? I don't know if there's anybody in there for him yet in the pilot. Like, I think that there's somebody that I have 1,000 different roles and ideas of things I could put for him in the series, but for the pilot, I don't know about the pilot. Yeah, Bateman was totally like the Miz. I agree. I always used to say that. I actually used to send him Miz matches for sure. Yoshimitsu. A stretch goal in Felicia's campaign was to bring back a new version of her game show with Will Wheaton. Fingers crossed for something similar here. Yeah, that's stretch goal. I mean, that's what we're going for on Schmodown. So, and I will tell you this, that what I might do, like what I don't want to do to people, especially like what I don't want to do to Kris Carr. Like, let's say that in day one we hit, because our goal is 250 for just to hit it. and we hit 235,000 in day one. I'll probably push the 16-person tournament to day two, but day one, but it's got to be like close. But day one is we'll kind of know where we're at. Soul Style. Is the hashtag symbol part of the show's title? So when people say the name of the show, do they say trending or hashtag trending? Sorry, that's a silly question. I'm old. It's not. It's not. It actually isn't a silly question, and it's something that came up to my attention yesterday with Ron H. I think brought it up, and it's a very good question to have. It right now it's just trending, and the reason the hashtag is there is because of what happens at the end of the show and during the middle of the show and the things that happen in general. And it's ultimately about staying relevant and trying to catch up with the generations and times and things of that. So we don't know if we're going to call it hashtag trending or call it trending. I think it's just trending at the right now. Make the name of the cereal Big Balls and make it Chocolate Puffs and Big Balls as the mascot. Big B's Nuts and Oats. Big Balls Easter eggs. Yeah, we should. I mean, that'd be absolutely. It's big balls of oat clusters right in the cereal that makes our cereal the crunchiest. It's amazing. GoPal gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, GoPal.
Yay!
Let's see. The PLD, the first episode is like a prologue and Teams cast. Oh, which one is that? For what? You're talking about? So
Nothing.
Way to support the show. Sammy, Kristian, do you have any idea who you want to cast for flashback scenes for a younger you for my show? Look. Depending on how we do it and depending on what portion of it, I'd probably just do it myself, depending on, how we shot it, where it's shot, the kind of thing that we can be able to do. So yeah, I don't know if I would do that where you cast somebody else for that particular thing. If Shona comes back with Kristian, no. But first of all, remember, this is what I want to make clear to everybody. It's not that it's coming back. It would come back for like a tournament. I'm not running seasons again. I'm not running week to week, 2 matches a week. I want to make sure people know that it's not a season that's coming back. It's a tournament. Ron H, we can kick big balls in his newts. Good idea. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I was more so saying guy for Schmodown. Oh, I don't think Andrew would want to compete. I think I probably have him on the desk.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Desk.
I probably have him on the desk. Him and Mark were a good pair on the desk. And then I wouldn't be on the desk for that. I would do the announcing and stuff and run stuff behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going through these. Sorry. Abernathy, you should have Roxy and guys background actors in an argument. Roxy slaps him. Restaurant breaking. I've seen it. They put Roxy as a background extra.
She's the reason why movies with Kate Beckinsale.
I know.
What?
The reason he brings that up is because there's a live event. There's a live event where she slapped Ben in the face in the live event for one of the storylines. And so,
okay.
and he was, and Guy's character was involved. I'd empty my bank account to see Roker reprise one of his commercial characters on the show. There's no world where I could get that to happen. Let's see. Could we have Finstock show up in Schmodown or training? Schmodown 100%. Absolutely. Joseph Ashley, your character going to have a dog. You know what's funny? He did, and the dog was cut.
Oh.
Yeah. But my best friend's wife has a dog. When Thunderbolts came out, people announced the astro. I mean, no, it's true. It's a silent hashtag. Trending is like Thunderbolts. Yeah, it's true. I'm going back. Kristian should wear a wig for younger him, someone said. And then, yes, it's a one-time special one. Absolutely. Since no one clarified for you, Kristian, the GTA, it's at 3. No, Luke did. Luke texted me and let me know. Yeah. I'm going down. Hold on. Sorry. B Gill Studios. Before Kickstarter, have you thought about using Indiegogo or Seed Spark? Yes, we did, but we thought that Kickstarter with what they did for the algorithm and I'm saying this because I'm being honest, not because I'm putting pressure on you guys. I just believe in you guys. And I said that because Indiegogo, whatever, you don't have to wait on the 30 days. And I said, I believe that if I really let the audience know what it is we're trying to achieve, what the show is really about, what the end goals were, I think that they'll be on board because I think they'll get it. And it seems like you get it. So that's why it's why Andrew brought it up. It's my faith in you guys. It's my faith in myself. It's faith in faith in Martini and Andrew. And it's my faith in you guys. That's why I chose Kickstarter. All right. Thank you. Never got to catch streams live. Made it today and snagged me a membership. Can't wait to support the Kickstarter. Thank you so much, Justin. I love that you did. Appreciate it. It looks like a lot of people are catching the live show for the first time today. Did you, Justin, let me ask you, did you find that because I posted my Instagram video? So I think I need to start doing that more. I'm curious why you chimed in. Why you came into the live show today? Because where did you decide to? Because you wanted to catch one, or is it because of something specifically? Let's see. Okay. This whole time I thought Roxy Slap had something to do with a one night stand or something. People thought it was real, by the way. Do you know how many people thought that was real, PLD? That was a controversial moment for sure in the Schmodown. People were like, oh, to show her slapping a guy, blah, blah, blah. Why was she slapping a guy? I'm like, it's a character. Get lost. Kristian, are you going to use old clips of your stand-up of flashbacks of your character in the pilot? I don't know if the clips of my old stand-up necessarily will be, but there's a picture of me that I have with both Brett Ernst and Sebastian Maniscalco from a thing that we did together that I might do if I can clear that. Yeah. I heard you compare the vibe of our show as having a California vacation vibe. Is that still the case? There's a sprinkle of it. I would say that there's definitely like a Hank Moody-esque type of attitude that my character has. It's the Doc. KO is your GOAT, fair, but your family is held hostage. Pick the winner in order to save them. KO versus Smets, both fully prepped, trained weeks. Who you got in a 5-round match? Fully prepared with luck. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I'll commit. I'm not a chicken shit. Smets.
I'm pleading the fifth. Because when Mike was on, dude, Mike wasn't wrong. He was unbeatable. When Mike had that kind of confidence that he had against Chandru and Parker, that Mike against Smets, I'm taking Mike. When Mike has, a bit of the difference between Mike and Smets is Smets always came in like battle ready. Always.
Right.
Smets always came in battle ready. When Mike was on battle ready, you couldn't beat him. But if you happen to catch him on that day that he wasn't battle ready, you can get him.
But you could also get in Kalinowski's head.
Yes, but sometimes you couldn't. Sometimes it backfired, like Chandru, right? Chandru tried to get inside his head and it actually elevated him more. But there are other times that it just did.
Smets could, I think. I just have this feeling.
Maybe. Ron H. Literally drove from rainy skies to sunny ones. May you all drive to sunny skies, preferably high. Also, I want Ron H. character for season 2 or season 3. Maybe. There's only a couple questions left, Chris. Love that and the table slam. The table slam was great. The way that worked, we bought a breakaway table for that. So, Chris, at the end of Spectacular, the story was that Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman were really they were like the ultimate heel team. They were like the biggest bad guy team ever, and they came on like the scene and like they were like mega heels. And then Andrew inside of the league got suspended because of some of the stuff that he did, his character. And then we had a tournament that was called Anarchy, where all the teams got split up and random people who you never expect to be together played together in a tournament. And so Ben Bateman was paired with Mark Riley, who was like the ultimate babyface. And so you had the ultimate heel and ultimate babyface. And then throughout that tournament, they really started playing well together. So Riley actually started to turn. People were always wondering, is Bateman going to go babyface or Riley going to go heel? And it went Bateman started to go. People started to root for Bateman. People started to like Bateman. Bateman started getting better. Him and Riley were playing together really well, and they wound up winning the tournament. And so they had this run. And so Andrew Guy at Spectacular so Riley and Bateman played for the titles against the Shire Wolves, and it was a great match, but the Shire Wolves won. So Bateman was so bummed because he finally almost got a title, and he told Guy, he's like, I think I'm going to stick with Riley going into the next season. And Guy's like, oh, I understand. I get it. He's good for you. No problem. And he goes off set, and then Bateman's walking, and the Guy just rushes in and tackles him through a table, and it starts off their feud. It's pretty great.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Let's see. New member with Joshua Gonzalez. Thank you. Dark Smirk. If the show picked a post-pilot, could Sebastian make a cameo as himself, make him a satire of his real self? Look, that is one of the things that I would love to do, is because the show does call for real people to be on the air with myself and Martini eventually. It does. Now, that could be Sebastian playing himself. It could be Kay Sackhoff playing herself. It could be anybody playing themselves. So there's a lot of ideas for sure. Let's see. In your opinion, who was the most surprising win in the MTS? I mean, Andrew Guy beating Dan. It's still my awning of Andrew Gunn, my awning of Sam Levine and Merle the first time when I literally saw it on fire in my head. I already talked to her about this, by the way. You should have Penny Barber guest star on an episode gets picked up 100%, because like having them talking to an adult star and what he would do and how his ex-wife would handle it is 100% something that would be a great bit. Guy and Bateman changed the Schmoedown in different ways. Guy made everyone up their performances, and Bateman completely changed the way people play the game. Guy played tit for tat on it for sure, but to be fair, and action fans aren't going to want to hear this, John Roca made everybody step up their performance.
John Roca started it.
Yeah.
Guy perfected it.
Guy enhanced it. Guy helped enhance it for sure. But Roca started it. Okay, let's see. Real Kevin Smets, there he is. Early birthday super chat for my favorite, Chris. Also, what the F is going on around here? Should I be studying? Don't worry, Christian. I will save your family. No. Listen, don't study yet, Smash. Don't study yet. But everybody will know if we're doing it. And like, by the way, and another thing people need to know, it's not like, okay, we hit the goal on day one on September 22nd. The tournament doesn't happen on October 22nd. I got to put together a TV show first. So what that means is that I am obligated to make sure that a tournament happens. What that also means is that it allows a Kevin Smets, a Kris Carr, a Mike Kalinowski to have enough time to say, oh shit, I'm committed to this now. And now I have X amount of months to do it. And it allows us to promote it. It allows us to make it more special. So anyway, why has Kevin been away so long? Kevin has been working. Kevin's been working. Kevin, trust me, Kevin and I are in contact all the time. He's been he's been communicating with me and saying, hey man, this is when I'm coming back. This is what I can do. And it was amazing because he said to me at first, he's like, listen, I know I committed to you and I can't do it. So if you need to replace me, I go, no one's replacing nobody. Just come back when you come back. And so he's coming back for sure. That's great. Okay, let's see. I think last one here's from Ed. Kristian, Mike and Smets are going to start prepping as soon as they start watching whatever comic movies on their next TV. They might start paying attention to it. It's true. MTS would still be on if it wasn't for COVID. I think there's a lot to it. I think that there's a good possibility that it might still be on because, like I've talked about this before, we had ESPN at our taping right before COVID was happening. One of our tapings, they were doing a 3-page write-up of us. And then we had 4 writers from ESPN coming to the free-for-all for that year to do a big report on it and everything too. Our free-for-all was sold out at Los Angeles for that one. We were supposed to go to Boston. We were supposed to go back to Orlando. Tampa. Sorry. We were supposed to go to Chicago again. We were supposed to do all these different shows that we had mapped out with Skybound. And then I remember Dave Alpert, DA, saying this. He's like, I got in business with a live events company and I'm not doing live events. And then it turned into a virtual show and it killed my spirit on it. There were some great matches and the competitors really put a lot into it, but it killed my spirit to it because it wasn't the show. And then by the time we got back to doing in-person things, there was, again, great stuff, but the momentum was gone. So I don't know, maybe this could bring momentum back. I don't know. It's just like, it's a lot. Okay. We miss Smets. Can't wait for it. 100% we miss Smets. It's the doc. Yeah, but we see how rattled KO gets when Smets is even brought up. Can't help but think that would mess him up. Yeah, but that was part of Mike though. Kevin will tell you that too. That was part of Mike. Like Mike would get rattled and Mike would talk about things even when he's rattled, but that doesn't mean that you got him. Yeah, Mike was great. Surprise match of Mance versus Penny would be insane. Well, we've got to figure out what's on the wheel slice. I don't know what that means. What's DP even mean? Director of photography or something completely different? I think different. Yeah. 6 more to 700. Come on, guys.
Hey, let's go.
Guys, before let's come on. We've been talking about this show, the whole damn thing. Yeah. I know for a fact there are 7 of you who haven't done it yet. I know it. And right now, well, actually, no, 5. We need 5 people who haven't done it right now. Just say, all right, just shut the hell up and I'll do it. Do it. ESPN was going to post that MTS article and numbers would have bumped. I know. Orlando, Ron H. Oh, shiz. Happy birthday to Chris. Watch Hollywood. Now we gotta end this pretty soon because we gotta do our live stream in a sec.
Yeah.
Along with an acting role in the show, can we expect some voiceover stuff on the show for Chris? I could easily have Chris do voiceover stuff. And
Yeah.
let's get this thing done. Let's get it happen. Kristian, Smets and I are literally texting each other now, explaining how your schedule would work with the Schmoedown tournament and the inevitable series getting greenlit. How my schedule would work. It just depends on this is another if I tell Andrew on day one, I go, look, we have to do a tournament now. And he's going to go, okay, well, let's figure it out. The real Kevin Smets. I miss all of you too. Hope to be back next week. Hell yeah, you will be. All right. If MTS would have kept going, would you have spin it off for TV with Roxy and Josh running it? Roxy and Josh? Would I have spun it with Roxy and Josh running it? I don't know what that means, but no, probably not. Okay. Member stream is right around the corner. Happy birthday, Chris. Much love. Yes, 100%.
From the Woodlands area? From the Hoodlands? Let's go, Dill.
Yep, that's right. Smetsy, we miss you, pal. Can't wait for games again. Sergio, just subscribe. There you go.
Yay.
I guess you're probably can't too many in jokes because it's not just made for the viewers of the channel. That's what it is. We're making this as if this is a show for everybody, So, but maybe there'll be some Easter eggs for you guys for sure. All right, Chris, let me see what we got. Let's see if anybody listened to me. 696, 4 to go. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Almost.
Anyway, all right, Chris. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you did.
Yeah,
Please tell them where to find you. Tell them.
You can find me on Instagram at It's Kris Carr. If you are interested in voiceover classes, www.speakfrontstudio.com. If you like me or Amy Newman, check out our podcast, Two Filthy Casuals Pod, and make sure you head on over to the Kickstarter so that we can get some fun Schmoedown stuff going, so we can get our show greenlit, all those good things, so that I can continue to work.
Perfect. That was a good pitch, actually. But you can't get a more honest pitch than that. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you've done already. Even though I kid you that we can't get to, we're not at 700 yet. We're at 697. We're still at 697. And that's really, really solid. So thank you for that. If you are not going to be at the live stream, but you remember, I don't understand what you're doing. PLD probably had put questions out there. If he hasn't done it already, he will, and make sure that you, or if he has, chime in and ask some questions. I will be there in less than 9 minutes. I'm going to go pee, and then I'll be there. So over 205 questions. I think not only will Kris Carr most likely, unless me and Jen beat her tomorrow, I think she's probably going to be in the lead right now. If we get to 1,000 today, we got another bonus for Kris Carr, and we're almost at 700. Let's see. Is it 698 before I leave? I'll take 698. 699. Come on. One person, Kris Carr. One person we need. One person. We can do this. Hashtag trending. Let's effing go. I want to stick around for the one person. I don't want to bail on you. It's at 7. Let's see. How do you get into this member stream? Be a member, turd. So let's see. Here is the. I almost rebooted this. I'm going to check right now and see if we're 700. I got a good feeling about this. I got a good feeling. No, my feeling sucks. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the flip side. We'll be back here tomorrow with myself and Jen Sturger. Thank you to Kris Carr. Thank you to PLD. Thanks to Luke, to Sam, MK for the time codes. Thanks to Jonathan for helping editing stuff. Thank you to Andew Fried, our director of the show, for being on it today for this supersized episode of the Kristian Harloff Show. And that's it. So for everybody here on our show, I really appreciate it. We hit 701. Look at that. 701. Thank you guys. You guys rule. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
Did you shit in there?